on Twitch.
Oh my god, and we are switched.
We have been switched. All right, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the VCR Gaming Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Matthew, sitting, I don't know, somewhere some nautical miles away in the swamp is going to be my other host, Matt. How are you, Matt?
I'm not good today. It's Sunday. I've got those Sunday blues.
Oh, true.
And realizing that tomorrow is going to be full of suck.
Oh, well, it's Monday, so what else is new? Now, we have somebody else here today, Matt.
Yeah, who the hell is this?
So, if you're joining us on the live stream, you've seen another person, and this is our buddy Victor. You might remember him from the SNES Classic adventures. Vic, how you doing, man?
Not too bad, guys. What's going on with y'all?
It's weird to say, like, how you doing to somebody when you've already been hanging out with them for a little while.
Right. I'm like, whatever.
That's showbiz, though, guys.
Yeah.
So
doing real showbiz shit.
But yeah, so all right, Matt. So we have a show of some sort today, don't we?
Yeah. So why did we bring Vic on the podcast today? Any special reason why?
Well, I don't know if there's a special reason. We've just never had a guest, and
yeah, that is true.
Vic's a huge gamer like us, and figured why not, man.
And he is our first official guest, and he, when this hits the big times, when we get, tens of downloads instead of the ones of downloads.
Yeah.
The one guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be famous.
For sure. So everybody, this episode is, if you remember last week, we did early first-person shooters. This episode's theme is going to be games that we absolutely hate.
Yeah.
Or can't stand. So we've got a bunch of that coming on. But first, let's get into what everybody's doing. What have you been up to, Matt?
And then this weekend, yesterday I was really productive. Today, not so much. Yesterday, I had to mow the lawn. Because, it's February, and that's what you got to do during winter. Well, no, since it's been getting warm out, grass has been growing and shit. So, it was starting to bother me really bad. It was starting to get bad. And it was funny because I post on Twitter like, oh, I mowed the lawn today and all that shit. And I've got a bunch of followers that are, up north where it snows. And they're just like, I don't understand. What do you mean? Do you have to mow the lawn year round? I'm like, no, we got about 1 to 2 months where we don't have to do it.
And if that, I don't know. I mowed my lawn at least once in December. I know I did, and once in January. So,
oh, damn. And
yeah.
You're topping me here because I haven't mowed since November, I think.
And I wish.
Yeah, well, y'all ain't in the hood like I am, so he's just my lawnmower's had a flat tire for the past 6 months, so it's
Vic, you live in the woods, don't you, man?
I do in the woods.
Nobody can see in, nobody can see out. How is that?
By the time they come in, they're within rifle range. It's good.
Yeah. No, Vic's property is real heavily wooded, so he doesn't have to live that life we do. But
no.
You have other problems though, like trimming trees, owls shitting on things.
Yeah, I remember that little screech owl was mean bugging us the whole time.
Yeah.
You didn't like that 4 years. Yeah, and then critters getting in, eating, your pet critters.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Did I send you the picture of the size of that freaking raccoon?
No.
Oh, God, yeah. I can imagine you having raccoon problems.
Yeah, raccoons, possums, all those damn things.
Raccoons, man, they creep me out. They have hands, It's weird.
Dude, and, I think I've told you this, Butler. I thought for the longest time I had raccoons, like, going through my trash and all that. It turns out...
your neighbor?
No. No, it turned out to be fucking birds. They would, like, flip the lid off and... Because, granted, I don't put the lid on very tight. I don't actually snap it, too. But they managed to get the lid off, and they just start picking through my trash and shit.
What, crows?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're smart.
Whoa, crows?
Yeah. Crows.
Oh, yeah. Crows and vultures,
Damn,
bro.
I never heard of a crow opening a trash can. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
When I was in Alaska, going out the Valdez, it's that one I told you about where like there's a hole in a mountain and it's only wide enough for a train to go through and one car can go through.
Jesus. Okay.
We're sitting there waiting for the lights to change so we can go through. And they got them with the ravens over there. They're about this big. I shit you not, that guy was going from car to car, doing a little crow dance, and people roll down the window and boop, throw food out, eat the food, and go to the next car. Do a little crow dance, walk off for a little bit.
He was an entertainer.
I'm like, man, I'm just waiting for this asshole to wash our windows, man. I'll give him a piece of my treat for that.
Oh, man. No, but I mean, besides that, I had a good day with the family yesterday. And then, it's probably about it. Today, not so much. Today's just been a fuck everything day. Like, I don't want to deal with life. But as far as video games have been going, as you can see in the show notes, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And as you can see in the notes, I'm not friends with the game anymore.
Yeah, so what happened?
So I'm about 12 hours in, and, I'm like level 20. I feel like I'm pretty strong in the game, and I'm fighting... is there something going on?
No, just on my end. I can see it's live on. The Twitch stream is screwed up on my PC. It's live on.
Oh, okay.
On Vic's phone. So
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No problem. No, so I feel like I'm pretty strong, but I mean, I was really wondering why the fuck am I fighting a level 20 bunny, and he's taking almost 5 minutes to kill.
Bunny, not even a rabbit, a bunny.
Yeah, a little bunny. And I feel like, am I playing this game wrong or something? So I start diving online to see, okay, why is every single monster taking like 5 minutes to kill? It shouldn't take this long at this point. I can understand in the beginning of the game because, you're not that strong. I've upgraded my gear and all that. So I started diving in, and holy shit, apparently it's way more complicated than I thought in terms of the game. And apparently I've been doing everything wrong, even though I've been following the tutorials and all that. And so I started researching like how to fight better, how to equip better shit and better items and do all this other stuff. And I just realized I don't have time for this shit, man. There's literally tutorial videos that are like 30 to 40 minutes long on how to play this game that you can find on YouTube. And I'm like,
I don't have 40 minutes to watch a YouTube video, dude.
How to play a game.
Before you even play the fucking game. Yeah.
If I was in high school and had no time, sure, I'd do it, But I'm just like, I can't do this anymore, man. And I really, really like the game, but it's just, I guess, not knowing how to fight and not doing everything proper is just killing it for me. And
so everybody check out the Let's Go for Matt's hometown. You're gonna see a post for Xenoblade 2 for very cheap. I'm posting that shit up.
No, I'm gonna keep it. Maybe I'll go get back to it when I'm like 62 or something, and I'm retired and don't have to, worry about life like that anymore.
It'll be retro by then, dude. That'll be weird.
Oh God, I don't even like to think about that. It's so weird.
Because you're old, bro, and you're gonna be older. So,
yeah.
What else you been up to, man?
Been still playing Super Mario RPG. I got the second star, got Geno, and just slowly
on Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah, the SNES Classic.
Been playing on the Classic.
Yeah, and I've been slowly working through that. Then I'm still playing Stardew Valley, and my kids are obsessed with it. It's becoming like Minecraft for them, where they're just loving the hell out of this game. And so I'm still playing that, still working on my farm. And then you and I, what was it, Thursday or something? We played
something like that, yeah.
We played some Fortnite.
Yep.
And we suck at this game, man.
There's a whole lot of suck with that game.
We're really, really bad at that game. We
just hide. Just hide. I found every time I play that game and I hide, I get smoked, but at least I get top 10.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny because Matt hadn't played it really at all. I think that was the second time you played it.
Yeah.
You played it on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
So he hadn't played it much at all, and he was like, he wants to go to like Tilted Towers or like Fatal Fields. He wants to drop like right into the shit or like right below the bus.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Yeah. So finally I was like, all right, fine, let's do it, And what happened, Matt? What happened?
Oh, we died miserably.
Very quickly.
Very quickly, I might add, where I'm chasing a guy. He still has his pickaxe or whatever, and I'm hitting him with a pickaxe, and all of a sudden he gets a shotgun. I'm like, what the fuck? That's bullshit.
That's the worst, dude. You go straight down, you go in there around, you might be hammering somebody, and all of a sudden a guy will run in with a shotgun and waste that whole thing. You're like, how the fuck?
Yep. Yeah, that game.
I do, even though it's only my second time playing it, I have to say I'm enjoying it way more than PUBG though. That
seems to be the trend for that game.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I haven't played PUBG, but
it's
we'll
PUBG.
check it out before you leave, but
PUBG isn't bad. It's just the one thing I like with Fortnite is the games are a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's true. PUBG can last for do last quite a while. I mean,
yeah.
You know, chances are in PUBG you're going to make it to the top 30, and you know, by the time that happens, I mean, you know, you're 15 minutes in, probably 20,
yep.
something like that, depending. You know, 20 minutes is an entire Fortnite game. Like, there's been a winner and everything. Like, it's over.
That is true.
But yeah, Fortnite is pretty cool. We've talked about it. You play it on PlayStation, right, Vic?
Yeah, I'm console whore.
Console, yeah. Vic's a console whore as well.
So do I need to get it on PS4 then?
You need to get it on PS4 so we can all squad up and play that shit, man. Plus,
Hell
I
yeah.
want to show you how it is on console versus PC. I've been playing it on Xbox with a couple of buddies, and it's very ew. It's definitely the shittiest version of it. I keep saying
Xbox
that.
is bad?
Yeah, it's not as nice looking on Xbox. It's slightly grainier, and the frame rate is slightly lower.
Cartoons.
I mean, you're making a lot of sense right now, Vic. I don't know what you want me to say, dude.
I'm making sense.
So, PlayStation does it better, and then I'm totally repeating myself, but the PC used to be about the same as the PlayStation experience, but they did an update when they upgraded the map on that. And it's way nicer looking on the PC now. It used to be pretty close. Yeah, now it's way different. Yeah,
it should be better.
So we'll check all that shit out. But
it's
a fun game, man.
I'm gonna have to definitely download it for PS4 then, and I don't know, we could all play or something.
Yeah, dude,
that'd be a fun stream. Yeah, that'd be a fun little stream. And this episode is brought to you by PlayStation, as you can tell by Butler's shirt.
Oh shit. That's like the least thing I played in the past 3 months. That's still rocking a PlayStation shirt. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Damn.
So we have to talk nice about PlayStation and just hate on Xbox the entire episode here.
Microsoft. They can't get anything right, man. I'll tell you what. Fucking ugh. Anyways, you got anything else, Matt?
Yeah, so I decided to pick up a new game this morning. And it was mainly after our talks when we were done with Fortnite talking about Civilization. I finally picked up Civilization 6. And so I don't have much experience with 5. I only played it for maybe 2 hours because I think I got it on sale really, really cheap during a Humble bundle one time. But I just couldn't really get into it. And I've played a lot of 4. And so I decided to pick up 6, and I'm just sucked into it right now.
Is it good?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I can't compare it to 5 very much, but compared to 4, if you really liked 4, it feels more closer to 4, but just a lot more upgraded and a lot better features and perks and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Skill tree, all that shit.
Yeah.
So
you're big money, huh? You buying up all those top tier Steam games, Matt? Steam games?
Oh,
Matt?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's $30. It's so expensive.
Baller. Dude, I mean, as far as Steam games go, that's expensive, man.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I bought Fallout 4 like $60 when it first came out because I wanted to play it so bad.
You play online at all with that?
No, I've only been playing single player because I'm still trying to figure out all the, what are the best ways to go and build up and all that, and I'm failing really bad because it's been years since I played Civ. Dude, I played one game. I was literally playing one game today, and I started up as Japan. And I decided to have the world look like Pangea, and for some reason and I put it on a relatively easy difficulty because I'm still trying to get used to it and all that. And they decide for whatever reason they spawned like 4 barbarian camps right next to me, and so like the first 50 turns I'm getting fucking destroyed by barbarians like every couple turns. And I'm just, holy fuck. And all the other nations are wondering why I'm focusing on military stuff, because I'm like, I kind of have to. I'm getting absolutely.
Oh, I'll just get my ass kicked. No
yeah. And they're all like,
play Civ, Vic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, 4, a lot.
4? Okay. All right.
4.
Yeah, if you liked 4, you'd really like 6.
Well, damn. Y'all are talking me into it. Matt, we were talking about we were going to stream this week some Civ 4, but maybe I should just get 6, huh?
Whatever. I'll stream whatever Civ. I'm down to play whatever version.
Okay. Word. Well, shit.
But yeah, that's about it for video games for me. What about you all?
Vic, what have you been playing lately, man? I haven't talked to you in a bit about video games. What you been up to?
Some Dirt 4.
Ooh, Dirt 4.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had Dirt 4.
Is that a what's Dirt 4? That I know that's a racing game, but what kind of is it? Dirt bike?
It's rally. And I guess it's technically a sim, because like if you wanted to play with the steering wheel, it'd be pretty accurate.
Yeah,
but it's still kind of arcadey feeling though, and they do a really good job of making it fun. It's not like Gran Turismo, but how is 4? I haven't played it.
4 is good. I'm holding all reservations because like the first 3 days I started playing, I just figured out, like, why won't this car go over 75 miles per hour?
It's a race car, right?
Right. I couldn't figure it out. My right trigger, my R2 button on my PlayStation controller would only go to 75%.
Why?
I don't know, because it's a piece of shit.
Is that a setting, or is your controller just you didn't rage twisted it too many times?
I probably rage twisted in front of it. So I had to go through and reset all the controls and everything. Do it like Gran Turismo style, where the right analog stick is your gas and brake.
Right. Yep.
And now it's like playable.
Which actually has slowly become my favorite way to play racing games.
I didn't mind it.
Yeah, like Matt, I don't know if you know this, but like a lot of racing games, you know how all the triggers on all the newer controllers, like since PS3 and Xbox 360, you know they're like analog progressive, like the bottom triggers.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So like a lot of games use one on the right is your gas and the left is your brake, and depending on how far you pull them. And on the Xbox, I kind of don't like it because you don't have a whole lot of pull on the Xbox One on that trigger. But Gran Turismo does this thing, and on most games will let you set it to this, where you can use your right analog stick. So forward is full gas and back is full brake. So you can very easily modulate like exactly how much throttle you want or whatever. And, it's a little awkward the first time you use it.
You get used to it, though.
But once you really you get that maintenance throttle just right, like it's a whole nother thing.
You can hold that drift out a little bit by just a little feather.
That's right. Instead of full on, full off, full on, full off, which upsets the chassis in the simulation games. Yeah. But yeah, so Dirt 4. How many hours you got into that? How far are you?
Not many. My AC's been out at my house for the past week and a half. So.
Oh God, that sucks.
I just got it running today.
Thank God, right before the heat season starts.
It was getting like 78, 79 in the house, but it was like a damn swamp. It was so bad with the humidity down here. Plus, you got to take a shower in that big giant fish tank I got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was either cat shit or fish shit. Or my shit. The house smelled like it all the time.
No.
Oh, God. That sucks.
It was bad. It was so bad.
Matt, did you get nervous when he said that his AC went out? Like, did that affect you?
Yeah, it brought back memories of when, like, my freaking AC went out last year. Remember that? It would only blow... It wouldn't blow the cold air, and I had to replace that. Was that... Oh, shit. That conductor or...
You got lucky. What? No, you didn't have to change that much. What was it?
No, it was just it was the conductor. I think it was. It was like $15.
Capacitor.
Capacitor. Yeah, capacitor. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Conductor.
Whatever.
It's the guy that
dude,
in a suit going up in it.
Dude's like, fuck this train, and he leaves your house.
No, and it was only a $15 part, and took me 30 minutes to replace, and thank God.
Yeah, that's nice.
You got lucky. Yeah. Vic had to replace his entire AC system inside and out.
Oh shit.
The whole thing.
That's some shit. Yeah. Like, for people that don't know, not having air conditioning in Florida might as well be like you're being put into some type of a death camp.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's inhumane.
It
Cruel and
really
inhumane.
It is.
No,
It is.
ridiculous.
It will be hotter in your house than it is outside.
You might as well just kill yourself. I mean,
Yeah,
It-
you're cranky. Your old lady's cranky. The kids are cranky. Cat's cranky.
Yeah.
Fish are cranky.
Animals even get shitty.
Fucking
You
everybody's
know?
all pissed off at each other.
Yeah.
They got swamp ass.
yep.
Yeah. The couches are like permanently soaked in
So
sweat.
you get up and you look up and there's still a you there.
Yeah. Oh shit. So what else you been playing, man? Besides Dirt 4?
Dirt 4. Well, and of course Destiny, but that's
You're still playing Destiny 2?
I am still playing Destiny 2.
Dude,
Sure.
I tried to really get into that. It's
I like it.
I really enjoyed it up until I hit level 20 and got the max was it light level? And
Yeah.
I haven't played it since the first expansion came out, but it just got, I don't know. I just felt like they didn't really evolve the game that much. They could have done a lot more with it.
There needs to be a little bit more with it. Plus, I mean, what's helping me out is I got a bunch of guys at my work that play.
Yeah, see, that
So
helps.
So that's what I mean. That same thing happened with Destiny 1. I played the shit out of it, then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then, get bullshit out of work. Be like, hey man, I got this thing called a Gallahorn, and I'm like, oh, what's a Gallahorn? You know, I want a Gallahorn.
Why don't I have a Gallahorn?
Why don't I have a Gallahorn? Which I didn't get a Gallahorn until they gave them the fuck away. But and it's just been like that with Destiny 2 too. So, but now a couple guys have branched off to a couple other things. Monster Hunter, they've been playing like crazy. They tried to get me into that. What is that, share play on PlayStation they call it?
Yeah.
I want no piece of that.
Really?
No, I don't. I like the sun. I like the wind in my hair. I like going outside.
That game takes hours. Like, you want to talk about a game that takes your life away? Monster Hunter is one of those games.
I don't want.
I want to play that new game. It looks really good.
Everybody's into it, man.
It looks cool as shit, man. I live stream it. Twitch, a couple guys on Twitch. I forget what their name is. I wish I should have probably figured that out. But
Fuck them.
yeah, there was like an hour-long battle to beat some kind of dragon, and they didn't do it.
Ooh.
They didn't do it. It didn't happen. So I'm like, this is like all the worst parts of Destiny. Like with a raid. This is all the worst part, But I mean, it looks legit as hell. It's just that style of game. It's just not my thing, and I say that with Destiny, but it's not.
So I haven't played the new one. I have Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the PSP. I got it while I was like, I think I was in training or something, Matt, over in Daytona or whatever.
Yeah.
And I wanted something to like sink a bunch of hours in.
Right.
Dude, I was 4.5 hours, I think. I'll have to boot it up and check, but I was 4.5 hours into that game, and I wasn't even halfway done with all the tutorial stuff. Now I hear the new game isn't like that, but like that gives you an idea like the history these games have of sucking time out of people. Like I hadn't done anything for real yet.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I'm married. I don't need a video game to suck any more life out of me.
Damn.
Oh, I love my wife. She's listening. She shouldn't be. She don't know what Twitch is.
She don't know what Twitch is.
Does she know what podcasts are?
I
Maybe.
probably.
She's aware of them.
She's aware of them.
Oh man. But what else you playing, Matt? Anything or Vic? Anything else?
No, I tell you what I haven't been playing is fucking Battlefront.
No.
No.
You bought
Battlefront
I
2.
know.
Battlefront 2? Yeah.
I should have. That was the worst damn thing I've ever.
Is it bad or is it life suck? Like what?
I thought the single player was good. The single player campaign was pretty
campaign
decent.
Was cool. It was short. It was cool.
Matt, you haven't played that game at all either. I haven't heard you talk about that game
No.
since you first got it.
Yeah, I played through the single player campaign. I really enjoyed the campaign of it. I wish that was the whole game, just that. And the multiplayer was just I spawn, I die, I spawn again. Oh look, I died again. I mean, it was
what was that movie with Tom Cruise or whatever that dick? Where he kept dying and repeating all over again.
like something tomorrow or
Tomorrow.
No, yeah, something to fuck. I'm not in front of the computer.
Right,
Hold
yeah.
on, I'll look it up. But I know what you're talking about.
Well, you know what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
Yeah.
That's what that was Battlefront. And then always getting marked by guys with purple cards. Purple
Yeah,
cards.
yeah.
Purple. I'm like, what is this card thing? Let me Google what is this card thing? And then that just led me down. Oh, buyer's regret so bad.
So apparently not everybody's as stupid as I am when they Google, because I typed Tom Cruise and then started the word dies, and the top response was dies over and over. So,
is that a YouTube? I want to see that.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. That was a good movie. I like that movie.
I heard they're making a sequel to that one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be all fucking, what do you call it, Scientology'd out or some shit.
Instead of he dies every day, he's born every day or some shit. Oh God, I'm a baby again.
I see your mom's badge like every day. Gross.
Oh, so in the chat here we have looks like Drake1673. I think you might know him, Vic. Says it's his first Monster Hunter. He's enjoying it, but it's not very user friendly. Okay, so that's true. That's from the one I played. I feel that way as well. They don't explain everything that well at all, or even attempt to explain. So what they did then, Drake, is they cut out the 4 to 10 hour tutorial in place for just throwing you to the wolves. So I don't know that makes it any better.
Everybody complains about the tutorial. Okay, let's get rid of the fucking tutorial.
Yeah, so they didn't actually
I almost enjoy that better. Like, let me just figure it out.
Well, that is your style, Matt, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you spend 30 minutes on YouTube figuring out how to play a game.
True. Well, I don't know. I can't imagine. Matt, you didn't do the tutorial for Final Fantasy 15, and...
oh yeah, no, I didn't at all. I figured it out.
I don't know, man. The fighting shit, that'd be hard to do, to figure out. That's a little different how that works. Like with how you what do you is it parry? What do you
what in 15?
Where you jump from enemy to enemy, like you change your focus and all that.
I don't fucking
where you can
remember.
link attacks and shit.
Sure.
I don't know.
Combos.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah. I eventually figured it out in 15, and I loved that game. That game was so good.
Dude, I've got to get back on there. I told you I booted up my my PlayStation a while back because I thought I'd get back onto that. So I was like, oh, let's get all the updates. It's had a 20 gig update.
Sounds about right. Well, dude, they've added so much content to it. It's crazy.
I was like, the fuck? It's already taken up like 80 gigs of my hard drive. Like, how much y'all want?
Dude, have you tried out the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition that's on iOS?
Isn't that like a fucking Clash of Clans type game though?
No,
isn't it not real.
No. It's Final Fantasy 15 in mobile form. It's the same exact game, but you can play it in mobile. But I don't like it because I'm too used to the original edition. Mm-hmm. So they've really dumbed the game down.
It sounds, when you use the word mobile, all I hear is freemium.
Yeah.
I mean, is it freemium-y?
It is free. They let you play the first chapter free.
Okay.
But every chapter after that, you buy the rest of the game after the first chapter. So they let you try it out for free at least to see if you like it. That seems
to be a theme right now with some of those games too.
I mean, it's not bad, but since I've already played the real version of 15, I'm not interested in the baby version.
Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, honestly, if I'm going to play a Final Fantasy mobile, I don't need to play 15. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's see. So if we go back to what's going on here. So we went through y'all's stuff. What do I got going on?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, dude, I didn't even tell you, Matt. Vic, I told you. My freaking car battery was like leaking and corroding and shit really bad. So I went to go clean that shit and found out I had a hole in it. So like I was forced to replace my car battery yesterday.
Nice.
Dude, I spent like 2 hours trying to get that shit out of my car. Now, I mean, Vic, I've rebuilt cars. I've all that shit.
Pretty good.
To be defeated by a battery for 2 hours, a fucking battery.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad.
Somebody broke it from the factory, and long story short, that's what happened. Is it was actually, once I finally got it out and looked at what was going on, somebody screwed it up completely from the factory. But I straightened it out now. But yeah, so that sucks. So that's what I did yesterday. What else did we do? Oh man, I've been helping Aiden with my son with his science project, which basically means that my wife and I have a science project.
Yeah, it's the most dumbest bullshit ever.
Like, I just like, thanks, lady, because I need homework. Like, what the fuck, you know? Like, you can't give a third grader a full blown like legit science project where they gotta make a Visio type thing to report with. I think they call it Prezi is like the free version. Like, you can't expect a third grader to do all that on their own or even understand how to go about even starting it.
Oh, it's not for the kids. It's not even for the parents. It's for the teachers to know which kids' parents love them the most.
Well, if that's the case, then the teachers know I don't love my kids very much. Then.
Zuby's kids.
Have you had to do any science projects, Matt, for your kids?
I'm sure I had to do one for Zoe. I just don't remember. But for Jazzy, yeah, my oldest, and it was always a big pain in the ass. You know, I do this one really good trick where I try to really put it off and let my wife do it the night before, you know.
Always the night before.
Yeah. So
should we title this the don't let the host wives listen to this show? Oh shit. That's about it for non-gaming shit. For video game stuff, we already talked about Fortnite. I played that with Matt. It was really fun. We got absolutely destroyed. I did get a run where I shot 3 motherfuckers in a row with a shotgun to the face. That was pretty satisfying.
Okay, so I changed the title.
Please don't listen, Matt's wives. That's funny. What else? Super Mario Odyssey. If I got to the darker side of the moon, fuck that, by the way.
Yeah. See, it's doable. It's just I need to sit down and actually do it. And it just... Yes. Dude, I've gotten to the very end and then died because of something stupid. And then you start all the way from the beginning. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this anymore.
So why is it? We've been playing Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch. And when you beat it, there's still tons of like after game content.
Right, obviously.
There's two sections of the moon that you have it like they're just like other worlds that you have to unlock after you beat the game. And the first one is called the Dark Side of the Moon. And on there, all it is that I can tell so far, Matt, is you go through, there's like this like tower, and you go through and at different levels, you replay the bosses from the game, but they're turned up a couple notches.
Yeah, that's all that is.
So like the whole worst part of all the games, like at a tower.
Right, but they weren't bad to fight, and they wouldn't be bad. But the problem is if you die, say you get up to like tier 3,
right,
and you die,
right.
Start from the beginning.
Oh, so it's like tournament mode for
right. There's no checkpoint or like you beat this one now you can move right on to the next. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, and it really fucking sucks. And you die once. That's what you do. Start back over. So Matt, I just went and started finding more moons. I started at the beginning and I'm working my way back through just to get a bunch more moons.
Oh, did you beat the dark side of the moon at least?
No, that's the one, is the dark side of the moon. I haven't gotten 500 yet to go.
The dark side of the moon's easy. The darker side of the moon, that's where I'm just like, fuck that.
Motherfucker, man.
Let's get good.
Matt, just full disclosure, though, Matt is very good at video games. Like, I will say. Like, he's unnaturally good.
Only certain games, though. I'm not, like, racing games I'm not good at. Obviously, I'm not good at fighting games at all. I'm terrible at those.
Nah, you're all right, man. You can hold your own on that shit.
No, you just take the controller, smash it against your forehead,
and you probably win.
And half the times you get a 3-hit combo.
Yeah.
As long as I'm playing Eddie Gordo and Tekken, then I'm good.
Tekken. Fucking. Is that like the only thing in like what else has Namco done that's worth a damn?
Ooh.
Well, I'm gonna look that up. Namco.
I mean, that's just arcade bullshit games, dude. Like that's probably what like
Pac-Man.
Fucking Pac-Man.
Mrs. Pac-Man was a
Mrs. Pac-Man, Jesus.
Excuse me that I forgot about fucking late 70s, early 80s freaking arcade games.
With Namco,
dude,
didn't they have the black cartridges for the NES too? Didn't they have the black card, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, so that was when there's both, because what happened was there was a point, right? Because Atari. So you ever hear the black ones? They were called Tengen.
Right.
They said Tengen down the side.
Yeah.
Which was a branch of Atari that published games.
Right. Yeah.
And they were unlicensed. All those cartridges are unlicensed.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, it's really interesting. They add there's a lockout chip on the NES for to keep it proprietary, so that you have to go through Nintendo to get cartridges to make games.
I got some of those though.
Right. So what happened was they de-engineered that chip. the lockout chip and learn how to defeat it, and they started releasing games. And they ended up getting sued by Nintendo, but the judge ruled in favor of Atari, and they were able to release unofficial cartridges. So all those black cartridges aren't genuine. Yeah. So yeah, Namco. You'll see shit on from Namco that was released by Tengen, and then prior to them doing that, where they did legitimately go through Nintendo, you'll see games on real cartridges too. See, Nintendo had a limit on how many titles you could put out a year, and they didn't like Nintendo. That. Right, and they didn't like that, you know.
Oh, that's so lame. I didn't know they did that.
It's a really crazy, interesting story. I would love to give credit to the right person for how I learned that. I want to say it might have been Gaming Historian on YouTube, Norm the Gaming Historian. I might be wrong, but if not, I'm sure he has a video on it because that dude does all that kind of shit. But yeah, so there you go. There's your Nintendo fucking history lesson right there.
Here's another game Namco did that was really popular. They did Hello Kitty Roller Rescue on it came out on PS2 and GameCube.
Yeah, totally. Played the shit out of that one.
I got 300 hours into that shit.
I put my schoolgirl outfit on, my pigtails.
Jesus Christ.
I gotta look up a video of this. Oh, here. Of course there's a Let's Play of Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. Why wouldn't there be?
All right.
That sounds like something that... I don't know why, but it sounds like something Cartman would be saying that he played or something. Hello Kitty Roller Rescue.
I'll go you to this.
Yeah, let's see what that shit looks like. But yeah, so Super Mario Odyssey, you know, fucking, I don't know. I can totally beat that shit. It pissed me off, and I had enough, and I went and go find more moons. But thanks for making me feel like I fucking suck, Matt. I appreciate that.
Well, I really thought you were talking about the darker side of the moon, which I would agree. That is a pain in the ass.
500 moons, dude. I don't even have 300 yet.
Okay, so then get good.
Vic, do you know about that? So you remember on like Mario 64 how you had to get stars?
Yeah.
So because it's so new and original, it's moons now.
Okay.
that's okay. So if you hear that, you have to have so many moons to do everything.
We're just going to bigger stellar objects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, exactly. So you have to, to unlock certain things or do certain things, you have to have so many moons. No different than stars and Super Mario 64. So.
Right.
Anyways.
Hello Kitty Roller Rescue, Stage 1, New Hope.
No.
A New Hope.
A New Hope.
A New Hope.
From Koopa Kung Fu.
That should be a game, Koopa Kung Fu. I'd buy it. That'd be Mario fighting game. I'd totally buy that.
Koopa Kung Fu. Shit.
And Peasant Ass OS does not.
The phone is getting a beating over here because it will not respond. That's really weird. Okay, so moving on. Another game that I played, Matt. We found this game during last week's episode. We found that it was free on Steam. It was one of the first-person shooters that I brought up that I used to play. Shadow Warrior, the original, like classic, not the redo, the actual original one.
Wait. Shadow Warrior?
Yeah, do you know Shadow Warrior?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
legit.
You know that?
Yeah, I know about that shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's free.
Watch Wayne.
Dude.
Really, it's on there? Remember the other one they made, Blood? Is that on there?
I think it was. I don't know if it's on there, but Shadow Warrior, like the original game, is free on Steam. Free to play. So,
well, it makes me, I gotta get a PC.
Dude, you could run it on a fucking calculator, dude, nowadays. Like, you don't need much to play that. You do not need a Master Race PC. But I've been playing that, Matt, and I've been playing it on the second to last difficulty, which is something Wang. I don't know. What is it? It's something like Who Wants Some Wang or something like that. Like they have clever names for all the different levels, but that game is hard as fuck on that level, dude. Like seriously, like you die like 4 or 5 times before you progress. And it's like inch forward each time. But it's really funny. It's like there's a lot of funny sayings and shit.
Wasn't that one of the first ones though that we had dual actions on your weapons?
Yeah. If you pick up a second weapon, you can dual wield. Yep, absolutely. It has rocket launchers, all that.
No, but I mean like a second fire mode for your weapon. So
if there is, I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't got there. I could be thinking of something else too, though. But I thought with that one, not only could you dual wield. Yeah. But there was 2 fire modes for. I need to look into that. The problem is that there's no control layout in the game. Like I went through all the menus and it doesn't tell you, so I've been having to figure out what the buttons are. I know, and I will. I mean, but I've been trying to just old school it, you know, where we didn't have Google, we didn't even have Yahoo.
What's this button?
Yeah, but yeah, so I've been playing that Shadow Warrior, man, and it's really fucking fun. I think it's funny.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
It's worth it, Matt. It's fun. It's really cool.
It's like Asian racist Duke Nukem.
It's so racist. Like you would never release that shit nowadays, dude.
Yeah,
you know, like you find a secret and it's like, ooh, ancient Chinese secret. Like it's just
man who go to bed with itchy butt, wake up with stinky finger. You know, like shit like that.
Literally, it's shit like that.
Yeah, total 10-year-old laugh your ass off, or if you're 35 years old apparently. But.
Yeah, so. Check it out, Matt. If you got just even if you just got a few minutes here or there, dude, play that shit. It's pretty fun. I forgot all about that game.
Yeah, that's good shit.
We looked it up last week during the episode and found that it was free on Steam. We both downloaded it. It was pretty cool. So I did actually play that. I actually played a little bit of it today. The last game on my list, Matt, I'm gonna hold off because it's in my list of shit that I hate. So I don't want to talk about it twice.
True.
Or give any of that away. So I'm gonna hold off on that one. But I will hint that it's a game that we praised in the first-person shooter for console first-person shooter. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back on my previous statements on this game. So, but yeah. So before we move into the quote-unquote meat of the show, anything else you guys want to talk about or get out there?
No, I'm good.
Okay, fuck you guys then. All right, moving on.
Fuck you too.
All right. So we asked that all three of us come up with, try to scratch your brain and try to come up with some games that you hate, old, new, current, whatever. All right, go. What do we got? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
I'll talk about a game that I remember renting as a child and hating the shit out of this because it was just so fucking stupid. And because, back then when you rented a game for a weekend, you were stuck with that until Monday. It was the only game you had to play.
My weekend's blown because you get the shitty game. Everything sucks.
Yeah. And of course, back when we were growing up, we didn't have, we had Nintendo Power to read reviews and all that shit, but we couldn't see actual gameplay or anything. And we could only go by the screenshots and box art. So, and the first game I want to mention is Bubsy for Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that game is fucking terrible.
Such a piece of shit, and Bubsy's a fucking annoying motherfucker, and the platforming's just terrible, and they tried to make him like into a mascot like Mario and Sonic and completely failed, and it's...
I'm looking up Bubsy now. And it was for Nintendo?
Super Nintendo.
So it came out for Nintendo for Super Nintendo, I think, first.
Yeah.
Bubsy, I think it is, Bubsy.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, so...
Oh! Ooh, that motherfucker. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
A friend of mine had that game. And, yeah, it was bad.
It sucked.
Something interesting about this, when I was doing I was Googling stuff to kind of draw my memory for this episode of trying to figure out some games that I used to hate as a kid. But interesting fact, Matt, Bubsy on the PlayStation 1 constantly pops up in top 10 lists of the worst games ever made.
Thank God I never played that, or else I probably would have had a very different childhood if I did.
Right? Apparently they didn't learn anything from the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah, and I've seen the Bubsy one or the Bubsy 3D or whatever the fuck, and it looked absolutely terrible.
Yeah, Bubsy 3.
That's the one.
And then some fucking retarded dumbass company decides to remake Bubsy put it out on PS4 and Xbox One and PC, and then wonders why it failed and barely sold. I'm like,
it sucked ass to begin with.
No one ever liked Bubsy. No. They should have never remade it. That's like, I can't even. I don't know. That's like if Sonic just continued making really shitty 3D games and never have made Sonic Mania.
I almost put a 3D Sonic game on the list.
Well, a lot of them can make it on there because they all really suck.
Sonic 3D Blast, I think, was like the first one. And they ported that shit to everything, even the Game Gear, which they really shouldn't have. Like, it originally came out on the Saturn.
Sonic 3D Blast? Why can I not remember that? Sonic 3D Blast.
Sonic 3D Blast. It came out on the Saturn.
Oh, yeah. I remember this one.
To the Genesis, and eventually I believe it showed up on the Game Gear, which that's a fucking terrible idea.
Yeah.
Isometric 3D
On a Game Gear.
on a Game Gear.
No.
So that game wasn't. I mean, it was bad,
No,
but
it's
at the time it looked really cool though. Like the
Did you
graphics. Yeah.
I had that shit, and I mean, I played it because what else do you do when you
Yeah,
get a game
exactly.
when you're fucking a kid?
Right,
You fucking
yeah,
play
right,
it,
Right.
But oh my god, dude, that game is such a piece of shit. And there is a spot that I remember. It wasn't just me; it was like people I knew couldn't get past on that game, and I remember looking it up years later, and it was like some shit you'd never think of to like try to figure out to like go into or whatever.
Go to this little black pixel over here.
Yeah, some shit like that.
The key that opens the door.
But
I just
But
remember
yeah.
liking the graphics of it. I don't remember liking the game though.
garbage, man, garbage. So
Well, yeah, compared to Sonic 1, 2,
alright,
and
so
3.
Bubsy, do you guys remember Bubsy was like it was like everywhere though too. Like, do you remember seeing that shit? Everywhere was advertised. It was like, oh,
they
fucking
pumped the shit out of
yeah. You rented that,
Dude.
Matt? That was a game you rented?
Oh yeah, and I hated myself. And didn't they try to make a Bubsy cartoon or some shit?
that.
It would have been a better as a cartoon.
Surprised.
Yeah, I'm sure everything in the 90s got a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To try and sell toys and shit. And I'm looking at like screenshots of this new Bubsy that just came out, and I just want to punch the developers in the face. Because it's like, why the fuck would you even try to make a new Bubsy?
There's some guy like in a basement somewhere that owned the copyright for that, and he got a call from somebody be like, we want to buy the license of Bubsy. He's like, finally vindicated.
You do? I mean, of course you do.
Of course you do. Oh, I've gotten 3 calls on those today.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's gonna
god.
cost you.
It's a fucking 6-pack of PBR. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Who even designed that?
What else you hate, Matt? What other things do you hate?
I mean, I've got a lot. Do we want to do like a round table where we each discuss one game?
Yeah, we can just start tearing through them. Looks like Vic is still researching Bubsy, so let me go. All right, I'm gonna go with mine, and this is the one that I've been playing that was in my playlist, and that we actually said that wasn't. No, it's not that bad of a game. It's actually pretty good for being on the Nintendo 64. I used to play it all the time. So Melissa comes to me and is like, "Oh, I want to play video games." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we go into the game room. She fires up Yoshi's Island. That's what she's been working on. And I'm like, man, I'm going to play 64. I haven't fired it up in probably like 6 months or something. What am I looking at? I'm going to play fucking Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dinosaurs, motherfucker.
Reaction. Same shit. Victor just like totally got into it, right? That was me in my head doing what Victor just did, okay? Oh my god, the controls are fucking atrocious.
Worse than GoldenEye?
Oh, yeah, no, GoldenEye is a fucking pleasure compared to this,
that
dude.
bad?
It's okay. First off, analog stick. Okay. Down is up is down. You can't change it. Okay. All you can do with that
So
is
it's
look
inverted.
around. Okay, which I'd be fine with. You don't move with it. You look. It just changes where you look, and the game is very dependent on at least being somewhere in the area of what you're trying to shoot. So you do have to aim. Okay, not pinpoint accuracy or anything, but you do have to aim.
The hitboxes are big.
Right. So and I'd be okay with that, right? But
Yeah.
that shit is reversed. Up is down, down is up.
Nothing
Jesus
wrong with
Christ.
inverted controls.
No, it's bad because we don't play anything like that anymore. Nothing that we play with analog sticks is like that.
Where down is up and up is down?
Yeah, so if you want to look up...
In
gotta
flying
look
games,
back.
like when you're flying.
I do that.
On Call of Duty? No, you don't.
No, not on Call of Duty.
No. On a shooter?
No.
No, like you're flying an
If it's an
airplane.
airplane shooter, yeah.
Okay, but it's intuitive and natural because that's what your brain thinks to do. I'm not trying to say there's a right or wrong way to do this. I'm just saying what we're all
that's
fucking
why they
used
give
to.
you a little checkbox to go invert y-axis.
You can't do it. All you can change on this motherfucking game is if you're playing left-handed or right-handed, and all that does is change the C, going from the C-stick buttons
To the D-pad.
to the D-pad. That's the only controller option.
Shit.
So the C buttons do what you think they do. That's your forward, back, strife left, strife right, which is backwards too from what we're used to because you're. So what is it? You go forward. Yeah, because you look around with your right analog stick.
I had to think about it too.
So not only is it reversed from what you would normally do, your up and down is also backwards. Dude, I mean, I did stick with it long enough to where I was starting to get places, but I started forgiving the game. I'm like, all right, maybe we didn't know any better back then. With those controls. Now, mind you, Super Mario doesn't control like that. Mario 64 does not control like that on there. Duke Nukem does not control like that. GoldenEye does not control like that. Not only is that game a shooter map, but what we didn't realize, it's a first-person platformer. 3D platformer.
Was
you know
it?
That? Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, it's been so many years since I played it. I don't remember.
I didn't either, bro. So I get to this spot in like the first level, world, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and I'm literally having to do these impossible jumps from like island to island, and if you fall, you gotta fucking start all the way over. Dude, it's not... I hate that game. I hate that game so fucking much. I don't know how I ever played it back in the day, dude. It's on my hate list. Fuck you, Turok. I rage quit that shit.
Oh, shit.
Because of the platforming with those backward-ass, non-changeable controls, I fucking hate that game. Fuck you, Turok. I'm done.
Wow.
Were all the Turoks like that, though?
I don't know. I need to get two.
I've only ever played the first one.
There was one, I don't know what the hell.
It's behind Diddy Kong right there.
Diddy Kong?
Diddy Kong's on the end of the 64.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Down, next to Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Nope, those are Super Nintendo, in front of the Super Nintendo game. I know, sorry. Right behind Diddy Kong. Never mind. There it is. There it is.
Which one was the one where you had the cerebral bore?
2.
That's the one I play. I can still, in my mind, hear that thing.
That had I know that noise.
And when you're playing multiplayer with three other your buddies, and you hear that, you're like, oh shit, somebody gonna die. Somebody gonna die. It's not gonna be me, is it?
So if I find that game, Matt, I'm gonna buy part 2.
I don't think 2 was
Don't
like
do
that.
it.
I'm gonna take the chance because I have fond memories of Turok fucking Dinosaur Hunter, but if it's like the first one, I literally may fucking smash that game. Like it was
I hope you spend a lot of money on it and you hate it and then you smash it. I just want to see you do it.
There's a little tear go down his eye.
Like, why did they have to? It controls so bad, even for games of that time. Why do they have to make it a platformer? Why? Dude, I'll have to show you, man. It's fucking bad. But anyways, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll need to
save this shit. What's a game that you hate?
All right, I don't know if you guys ever played for PlayStation 2. When the Transformers, but first became Transformers, the first made-for-movie game, the first Transformer game.
Nope, okay. Never played it.
I remember seeing it. I didn't play it.
Don't.
You
know, when you always start up a system, it's like, seizure, okay, skip, get to the good part, right?
Right.
That game almost gave me a seizure.
The warning was real.
For that game, I felt so, after like 30 minutes of it, because like the Transformer guy would walk and he would sway, and then the camera would sway, but it would do like this. I got so motion sick. 30 minutes was the most I played for that game. That was one of those ones you buy it from GameStop.
Yeah.
Full price, and you turn around and you go, I can't play this game, it makes me ill. Okay, we'll give you $5. And it's like,
whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
were they generous back in the day?
Yeah, apparently they were.
It was. I was.
They're like, oh, you want us to take Transformers on PlayStation 1? I'm going to need $20 from you.
I'm going to need $20 from you.
Yeah. I just bought it from here.
Yeah. That always sticks out of my mind.
So the head bob, it physically was bad.
It physically hurt me. Physically made me ill.
I know that feeling. There's some games out there now that make me feel like that.
What game is it you can't play right now, Matt? Because it's
BioShock, and I want to play it so bad.
Yeah. Did you play the BioShock games? BioShock Infinite and all that?
I played some of them.
Yeah.
I haven't played a lot of them.
Yeah, Matt can't play BioShock, which they're actually not terrible, PvE games. They're pretty good.
They're not bad. They're fun games, but I can only get through it so often, and then I just get ill.
Oh well. So physically ill game. That's a good one to add.
There's another one. There's a trend with that, but I want to save it for the next round.
Yeah. So real quick, before we leave that particular game, graphically, how did that game look on the PlayStation 1?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember. I remember it.
I mean, at the time, do you remember it being
I remember thinking, me like, this is pretty cool. Look, I can fucking hit a button. I'm a Camaro. I'm a robot. I can't really talk, you know. But then,
Jesus.
All right. Well, fair enough. Okay, so we've got games that we thought were good, were not. We got games that hurt us. We got games that ruined weekends. All right, Matt. What do you got next?
All right, so this next game I want to talk about is a game that is, I guess, it really violated not only me, but violated a lot of people. And that's...
Normally you're okay with that.
I mean, this is a type of violation where it's, you know, makes you really feel, I don't know.
You're in the corner crying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that kind.
You're in a bar, breaking alone.
And that game is, I don't know if you guys ever played it, Infestation Survivor Stories.
I don't know what that is. What is that on?
So yeah, it no longer exists anymore. So here's the story of it. Do you remember the game DayZ, where you basically you spawn somewhere and you have to it's sort of similar to not really PUBG, but it's a survivor game. You have to be able to survive against zombies and real life players, sort of like Walking Dead in a sense. And
didn't they catch a bunch of shit for that with the name of it? They had to change it a couple times too. I remember reading something about them.
Well, so DayZ was a game that spawned a lot of other zombie survival type games. So Infestation was one of them that I played. I never played DayZ because I didn't want to spend like $50 to play it. But Infestation was on sale on Steam for like $3, and I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad, right? I was completely fucking wrong. So you buy the game, and the game treats it like it's a freemium game because you get 4 character slots. You can create 4 characters. You play one of your characters, you get spawned into the world. It's a whole survival type thing, you know, see how long you can survive. And when you die, you can't play that character for like 30 minutes. They lock you out of your own character. But
and you had to pay for the game?
Yeah. So that was one of the worst things. I mean, not including all the bugs that were involved in the game. So one of the worst things about that game was, so they were getting a lot of shit for a lot of the bugs and, you know, timeouts, that the developers just all of a sudden...
That game, Matt just pulled up a screenshot of it, and I'd play that game. I'd pay.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it has promise.
But you can't play it anymore. Well, you can. It's under a different name, though. So what the developers did is they took it off of Steam. So if you paid for the game, you no longer have it if you no longer own the game anymore. So
How can they do that?
Oh, so hold on. This is what they did. They re-released the game under a different name called War Z. And if you owned Infestation Survivor Stories, you'd have to rebuy it.
Why would you want to rebuy that shit?
Exactly.
Twice?
but the developers didn't tell like anybody they were taking it down from Steam and putting it under a different name.
Oh,
wow, that's dick.
So that's what I mean. They made you feel really violated. Not only was it a really shitty game, I mean, you were basically locked out of playing the game that you just bought after you died. Because of course, like when I was first playing it, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, so I was dying really quickly, right? Because I'm like, I'm still trying to learn the lay of the land, like where the zombies like to roam and all that, and where the players like to go. So I'd create 4 characters, die really quickly, and like, oh, well, now I can't play for like 2 hours.
Like,
okay.
What do you mean I can't fucking play?
Yeah.
What I'm doing? You suck so bad you can't play this game for
half an hour per character you made. So
now,
wow, that's crazy.
Was there like freemium things that you could buy to wake your guy up, like selling salts?
Probably. I think they did have an item shop that you could buy from and all that, and I think there was a character unlock or some shit, and I'm just, oh god.
Fucking horse shit, man.
Yeah, that scares me with the way games are going with that whole freemium.
If people would quit fucking paying into them, man, we wouldn't have this problem. But obviously it works because who does that?
Look at Grand Theft Auto 5. There's still motherfuckers That game sold. Didn't that game sell more last year than it has like in a long time?
Oh, it was what, number 4 or number 5 top 10 selling games of 2017. Number 4, I think.
And that game came out in 2013.
And that's some shit. Yeah.
And
yeah, that's crazy.
And
that's absolutely crazy.
And while I'm excited, and we've said this before, while I'm excited for Red Dead, I'm also really scared that we're not going to get any good, single player content for Red Dead because it's all going to go to the Red Dead Online.
It's going to switch to online. Yeah, we're not going to get an Undead Nightmare or whatever. We've been saying this for forever. Now you're worried about Red Dead, aren't you? You're going to play through the story mode and the first time, and that's going to be it. You're going to play online. You're going to get joked by some asshole like 3 or 4 times. He's going to take all your shit, and you're never going to touch it again. Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's kind of what happened to Grand Theft Auto with me.
Me too.
Yeah.
And they say it's not like that anymore. It's not as bad. In fact, my buddy EJ, he plays the shit out of it online, and he's telling me it's not like that. But it's like, I've already been burned by it. And I've already bought it twice. Like,
I'm not going to grind for those levels and shit.
Yeah, I'm over it.
So
kind of related to that, have you played not the Battle Royale version of Fortnite, but the regular version of Fortnite?
No, I haven't.
No. You have to pay for that, I think, don't you?
Yeah, that is very freemium-ish.
Even though you have to pay for it?
Even though you got to pay for it. Like there was, and I could be wrong because a buddy of mine bought it, and I was doing the share play and was watching it.
Right.
It kind of seemed like it had the whole little hearts thing going on. Like, there was only so many moves you could do.
Right.
And you could take guys, like you get a crew and send them off to go do something, but they were gone. That was it. For the next 24 hours, you couldn't use those guys for anything.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that almost killed that game, too. If they didn't release that Battle Royale, that game would be dead right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'd be DOA for sure.
The thing is that the only way they're making money off of Fortnite, the Battle Royale mode, is people buying skins and shit to look like King Arthur and shit.
Yeah, I really want King Arthur. I don't want to pay for it, though.
You got to pay real money, Matt.
Dude, I hate anybody that wears that armor.
Everybody. That's what everybody buys, too. Like, who'd you get killed by? King Arthur. Oh, dude, we got 6 King Arthurs on our 6. Like... it's like
King Arthur down. King Arthur down.
Yeah.
There's Charlie everywhere.
There's Arthurs everywhere.
All right, so who's next on the...
I guess I'll go again.
All right.
Let's see. Let's pick one that I really... Okay, so, Matt, you were kind of wondering why I put this on here. Now, so I put Mario Kart, all of them, ever, on games that I hate.
Yeah, what the fuck is that up with that?
Yeah. So, like, I'm, like, really good at Mario Kart, and it's, like, literally one of the games I put the most time into. It's always in my top 10 list, or top 3, usually. I always put it really high up. If it's not in one of those lists, it's just because I'm tired of talking about it. But it's also the game that I probably have, like, torqued controllers over the most. Like, if you think about it.
I can see that.
In fact, there's a term that my wife and I have, and Matt and Victor, I'm sure you guys have heard me use it or even use it yourselves, is when you get Nintendo'd. And what that means is that when you're playing Mario Kart and you're kicking ass, or maybe you're not even kicking ass, maybe you're doing fucking terribly, and you just get railroaded by one fucking thing after the other from the computer or from another player.
Come by,
right?
Shoot you with the button.
Right, and then everybody, and it snowballs, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter sometimes in Mario Kart how fucking hard you work towards what you're doing or how much skill you have, you're just going to get Nintendo'd. And it happens in a lot of their games, especially games that pit you against other people, which is great, and it's good for keeping the game fair and being able for people to come back. Right. Yeah, but man, I'll tell you what, sometimes I swear to God that console that you're playing it on knows what the fuck it's doing.
Oh, dude, I guarantee that the random number generator, that whatever it figures out, it ain't so
bullshit.
random.
It's not random. It's got a fucking microphone inside the GameCube, and it's listening to what you're saying and the shit you're talking. Right. And it's like, all right, I got you, buddy. But I've never been as mad at a video game as I have in the past, more than once, at Mario Kart. I broke a cell phone over Mario Kart.
A cell phone? Damn.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to. I threw it I went to throw it into like the love seat or something, and it skimmed like the top of the love seat by like an inch. But like I just like I've never wanted to just destroy something, and I'm not really like that. Like I don't really get like that normally with anything in life, but Mario Kart, I swear to God. So
Call of Duty used to do that to me.
Oh, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vic, you got a pretty serious history in Call of Duty. So does Matt.
I did.
You haven't played in a while. You kind of gave up on them, huh?
I washed my hands of the whole.
That's what happened to me. But this World War II one, I'm really tempted to get back into it.
It was number one selling game, wasn't it?
Yep.
Of this year.
I got it. Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
I played the beta. I was not happy with the beta, and I don't know, man.
It is a beta.
It was a beta.
Yeah.
It was a beta, so I'm not going to give it that. It just, I played it, and it did not seem like something. I mean, I like video games. I like guns. I'm like a gun thing. But at one point, there was like, you could unlock like a double barrel shotgun, right?
Okay.
And you could get incendiary rounds for them. So I'm like, okay, I can light Nazis on fire. Who doesn't like lighting Nazis on fire?
Hell yeah.
So I'm working through the tech tree.
Yeah.
I'm working through the tech tree, and they go, okay, red dot sight that goes on your double barrel shotgun.
What?
Yeah, and I'm like, improves handling and bore spread, and I'm like, no,
that's not how any of that works.
That's not how that's supposed to work. And I put it on my shotgun, and it did improve the handling of it and whatever. And I'm like, I mean, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back with that. I'm like, here I am. I'm shooting Nazis with my 12 gauge side by side shotgun with a red dot on top of it, which they didn't have.
I don't see the problem. I'm not seeing the issue here.
I'm not seeing any issues here.
Yeah, that is a problem. And I mean, I don't want to say ultra realistic or war simulator because there are games that are like that.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty did kind of start out being somewhat realistic, at least like the bullet trajectories and things like that.
Right.
Call of Duty used to have vehicles in its multiplayer too.
It did. Wow.
Call of Duty 1 had vehicles in it.
Was that because they were competing against Halo, do you think? And once Halo went away, there wasn't a need anymore?
What, did it come out around the same time as Halo?
Had to have, dude. Well, yeah, World at War and shit was out.
No, I'm talking about Call of Duty 1. Not.
I don't know about 1, but World at War, which I don't think there's vehicles in that one.
World at War, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
There was, so there you go.
Yeah, that one had vehicles in it.
Halo was absolutely out there. The same time.
Halo.
Okay, yeah, Halo had to have been out around the same time because it came out 2003.
Yeah, so there you go. That's prime Xbox.
Yeah.
God, I want to play that game again.
Which one?
The very first one.
The COD.
Yeah. I bet. I don't think there's probably unofficial servers out there, but I bet we can end up playing each other on there. We could probably do
No, I've got it on Steam. They still have servers on Steam for it.
Oh shit!
Really?
We should try that out, dude.
Hell yeah, man!
I'm down.
I've got Call of Duty 1 and 2 on Steam. I'm like the original ones.
The one I've played, the oldest Call of Duty that I've played recently was probably 3. Was that before or after World at War? It was after, right?
No. It goes Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3, then Modern Warfare 1, then World at War.
3 is the one that I played the most recently out of the old ones.
Was it Modern Warfare?
Modern Warfare was after. No, Modern Warfare was after World at War.
World at War.
No.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
Because Call of Duty 4 was technically Modern Warfare, and then they went back to World at War.
Whoa, I wouldn't have guessed that.
I wouldn't have guessed that either.
Holy shit. Okay, wow, that's
Modern Warfare was good.
Yeah, dude, that game was so good, and then Modern Warfare 2 was so good too.
Yeah. I stopped playing. When did you stop playing, Zuby?
Black Ops 3.
I
stopped.
lost that Black Ops 2.
2.
Yeah, you hung in for longer than I did.
Black Ops 2 is where I stopped.
I almost quit at Ghost because Call of Duty Ghost was so bad. It was really, really bad. A really bad game.
I never even installed it. I have it. I never even installed it.
Advanced Warfare.
I got it for like $3. So brand new, but that's a whole other story. But
the one right after Advanced Warfare, I enjoyed a lot, and then Black Ops 3, they tried to pile on with what Advanced Warfare did and They made it way too like futuristic and shit.
Which one's the Call of Duty that they do like Major League Gaming and shit does right now? Is that
it's whatever the latest one is.
Oh, they straight up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Okay. No, they're not going to go back to the old ones.
I didn't know if maybe they like skip some of them or something like that because they come out every year. You know, like I didn't know.
That's a whole nother thing. Anything that comes out that quickly, that's a whole nother problem.
Well, when you have multiple studios working on it, you can spit them out. But you know, they never seem fresh. That was one of the things that made me leave Call of Duty was they never seemed fresh. It was just like reskinned. They rearranged the weapons. They rearranged the way you unlock shit. Okay, new game. You know,
well, that's what happened with me. Assassin's Creed too.
Assassin's Creed. Yeah. And Matt, you and I have talked about that with Assassin's Creed as well, being guilty of that.
It is, but the thing that keeps me with Assassin's Creed is the historical aspect of it. Getting to see like the lay of the lands and all that shit. I love that. Right. I love that shit about the games.
I mean, I liked which one was the boat one? The one after you got to kill the red
Black Flag.
Black Flag.
I liked the boats. I liked everything about Black Flag, other than the fact that the enemies were reskinned from 3. That irked me to no end.
Yeah, because they spit that game out real quick.
It was like
they did.
Everybody was super into the boats because it was like a side thing you could do on the game before it, and it made such a big hit. They were like, "Oh, we can make a whole game out of that," and it came out in like a year.
I lost it. I haven't played the last 2. Was it as in either one of you guys?
I played the one after that one, and I didn't get very far. Aiden's playing Origins on Xbox. He seems to like it a lot. I looked at it. I'm like,
the
same shit.
Because I'm slowly playing through the games. And I'm playing Revelations right now. Well, I mean, I'm not playing it right now, but slowly playing it. And I do have Origins, and I tried it out. When the hell did they go to like an RPG system in the It's like I played some of Origins, and I kill someone. It's like, oh, you gained 50 experience. I'm like, wait, what?
What?
Yeah, I think.
When the hell did they do that?
I didn't play the one before that. But I would guess it's either that one or Origins, one of the two, because it was the last one I played wasn't like that.
Yeah, that was very, very weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have the whole Artemis whole arc. That.
Oh, the Animus stuff?
The Animus, Artemis, whatever the hell that. I never liked that shit.
What, where it brings you back to the.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, it's
just
a whole other video game that's not really inside this video game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some of my.
Much for that either. You
that's
like that?
That's some of my favorite parts of it because.
You like coming back to modern times and having to do some fucking quest that has nothing to do with what you were doing.
Well, I don't like that part. I like when they go back and there's a little story part of it. I don't like doing anything when you're playing the guy.
The story, but like when it's like climb this unfinished skyscraper to get a cell phone, or, you know, and it's like, oh
I just want to shoot raccoons in the woods so I can get an extra pistol.
I was literally flying down on top of people, putting my tomahawk through their fucking brainstem, and like now I'm on a skyscraper. Like the story, I get it. Like if it flashed back just to tell you story or whatever, fine. I didn't like that it made you do shit in that world.
Yeah.
Like this isn't the world I bought this game for.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But I don't like how the newer Assassin's Creed completely did away with it because now it's just they've like in Origins you just start off as the assassin and there's no mention of someone's playing as him.
Well, didn't they kind of kill him in one of them too? I think the third one they killed the guy, and then
I never finished it, so I don't know.
They killed him at the end. The world ended or some shit. And then
that's a problem.
Yeah, or no, it was like you pick, and it was like you died or the world ended.
Oh, okay.
Let the world end.
I don't know.
What?
What'd you say, Zoobs?
Let the world end.
Yeah, I don't think there was an option for that one with that one.
Yeah.
But I think it's whatever the pirate one. You were like a relative, or you were somebody else. They got like pulled a hair from you, so they were able to use the DNA from that.
Right. Well, that's kind of like their gimmick for that, right? Like how they rebuild somebody else's memories are in your fucking hair. That's a stretch, by the way, even for video games.
Yeah.
All right, we don't got to pick apart fucking Assassin's Creed too much. They're not all terrible. They're definitely worth a play. But it is a game that I'm with you, Vic. It lost me. Matt, it hasn't lost you, but that's because you're playing some of the older ones. Like, you're playing them, like, from start to finish, right?
Yep, slowly but surely. Like, I haven't been doing it lately, but I'll slowly get there. I'm not in a rush, so.
Matt has this thing, Vic, where he can't like start a game like later in the series. He has to play them all.
It depends.
Well, no, I'm sorry, Matt. You're right. I'm incorrect there. If it has nothing to do with a previous one, like at all, story
like Final Fantasy,
like he'll jump into them. But if there is some type of tie-in between them, you can't. I tried to get him to play fucking Uncharted 4, like for over a year until he finally played all the other ones and got caught up.
I get it, dude. Because what was the one that just came out?
Uncharted 4.
No, the Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lost Legacy is the kind of like the DLC of 4.
No, I didn't get. Yeah,
4 is the real one.
You got me to get that. I played it, never finished it.
How did you not finish it?
I got bored with it.
Got bored with it? Fight him, Matt. Fight him.
Oh, dude, that's.
Well, I never played any of the other ones.
So that can make sense. It's because I developed that emotional attachment to like Nathan and Chloe and all them while playing 1, 2, and 3, and then when I finally got to 4, it was like this culmination of everything that's happened in the past games, and it's I that's why I love that game so much.
Yeah,
maybe you're right. Maybe I'm looking at it from my perspective where I have played all the other ones.
Yeah, no, I get it with something like that. I kind of told myself I wasn't going to do that shit anymore. Because it was literally like the cutscenes are like, oh, Chloe, I've seen you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who the fuck's Chloe? Why do I care about this bitch?
That makes sense.
So there was some of that.
If you do decide to ever give it another go, just pick up like the Nathan Drake collection. I think it's like $10 or something. And it has them all remastered on the PS4. So you don't got to play them on PS3. Okay. You can play the first 3 all the way through.
And it's cheap too. It's like $20 or something.
Yeah, 10 or $20 you can find.
Yeah, I've seen it cheaper.
Yeah, so if you do want to ever give it another shot or whatever, maybe that's the right move. But for sure. But all right,
we kind of veered off here.
Vic, I guess that's you. You're up. What else do you hate, man? You said you had one that tied in sort of like the other one?
Tied in with the other one with physically ill.
Okay.
Any game for Virtual Boy.
Oh, Matt will agree with you there.
Yep. Wholeheartedly.
Anything, just something about going in there, and it was so dark, and you didn't realize what time it is when you got out. Like I remember playing it, and then, oh, my eyes hurt a little bit, and then coming out and being cross-eyed, and it was dark outside, and it was like, what is going on?
What happened to my life?
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. What games did you have for it, Zoom?
Oh, I never had it. I just remember playing it at like EB Games and just wanting to kill myself after.
You said physically ill, Vic. Matt messaged you up really bad to play too. Right?
It would just give me a really bad headache after trying to play it.
See, I never experienced that with the Virtual Boy, and honestly, like even when you first told me that, Matt, like I just like thought it was bullshit. But like everybody online's like, oh, fucking the fucking headache giver, the headache generator or whatever.
Yeah.
So I could see some people jumping on the bandwagon with it.
Right, and I just always thought it was hype because it's like I have really good memories of playing Mario Tennis and the Wario game on there. Like they were fucking good games.
They were good.
But that's two out of 3 right now that have this conversation say it made them physically fucked up. So
yeah, but honestly, I don't know if it was because, like I could play it for a little bit and be fine.
Yeah.
Maybe when you play it for the whole damn day,
maybe you're not supposed to do that.
Time warp because, I'm on 3 love on Mario Tennis. I got to beat this level.
Yeah. That's
remember the boxing game?
What was that called? Yeah, it was like Super Punch Out kind of. Yeah,
I played that.
That's pretty cool. I forgot about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Matt,
there was a boxing game for it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Super Punch Out. It kind of feels like.
Oh shit.
It's pretty cool. There's no real 3D. It's all sprite scaling and shit like that. Like it's all like Mode 7 Super Nintendo tricks.
Yeah.
But it does differentiate the different fields in actual 3D. Well, not actual 3D, but where it plays the trick on both of your eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of like 3DS, how 3DS works. Now, Matt, you can't do 3DS in 3D mode either, right?
No, dude, it kills my eyes when I do it.
What about you, Vic? Can you do 3DS in 3D?
I never owned one.
You never tried it?
No.
You should have them check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. What is it called? What is it?
I might you're used by it. My English.
Tellero Boxer. It's almost like some really bad Asian shit. It's like Tellero Boxer.
Oh, hello.
Tellero Boxer. Yeah. Yeah, it was. It's like you're fighting like robots in like a Super Punch Out-esque kind of like. Yeah. It was a cool
real
game.
Steel. Yeah.
Yeah, Real Steel. There you go. That's a good way to put it. Vic, pull right there that red bag on the bottom right. Open the Velcro up on that.
This guy?
Yeah. And unzip that one. We're going to have Victor try a 3DS right now and get his opinion.
Live. My God.
Like you, Matt. I can play the 3DS. I can. It's right there's a power button, I think. Yeah. I can play the 3DS in 3D, and it does not bother me. What bothers me is, in the newest one, the new 3DS is better about head tracking. Crank it all the way up and jump into Mario Tennis. There you go. So the new 3DS is better about head tracking, so you can move yourself in the 3DS a little bit and not lose the 3D effect. But what happens to me is that after I play it for about 5 minutes, my brain stops acknowledging that it's being faked out and playing 3D, and it feels 2D to me. So it's like,
that's weird.
Why am I hurting my arms holding this thing a certain way so that it stays 3D?
And killing the battery, too, at the same time.
Right, Matt, exactly. Murking the battery when I don't even recognize it as 3D anymore. So I always play it in 2D mode, but it's not that it necessarily fucks my head up. So Victor's playing it right now.
Okay, which one do I play?
Anything, it don't matter. File 1 is the one I just started. You can jump in there. Just so you can see. What is your impression so far? Because he's already got it in 3D.
It's all right. Then it starts geeking out on me.
Yeah, if you get too far away or you move too much that's what I was just talking about. Like between the relationship between your eyes and how you have it angled matters. This is the newest one. This is the new 3DS, and it does try to do a job of head tracking so that it kind of adjusts, but you can very easily get away from it working properly. He doesn't appear to be getting violently ill, Matt. I don't know.
No, it usually, like, I can only last, like, not even 5 minutes with it before I start getting violently ill.
Right. No, I don't get it. I'm a little motion sick.
I can see that, yeah.
So, I guess, wait, Butler, did you give off a game? Wait, no, yeah, you just did Mario Kart.
Vic just went. Yeah, I did Mario Kart. Vic just went. So he's the one that brought up this whole 3D thing. What do you got, Zuby?
All right, next one I guess on my list is let's actually talk about a Final Fantasy game that I hate.
Okay.
And me being the huge Final Fantasy fan that I am, so that's Final Fantasy 13-2, the sequel to Final Fantasy 13. I don't know if you ever played Final Fantasy 13 or.
I have not. No, Vic, you're kind of a Final Fantasy virgin, huh?
Yeah, I don't know anything about them. I think I watched a guy play. Which one was the one that was like first online? They had the Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 11.
Or is it the one that they still play online? Because that's 14.
Yeah.
Or 13? 14.
No, 14.
This is like early 2000s.
Final Fantasy, early 2000s. Well, I don't know.
No, well, that would be probably Final Fantasy 11.
11. So okay.
11.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 13.
Watch him play that.
Yeah. It was a really good game for its time, but talk about it's freaking grindy as hell, though.
Yeah, super grindy.
Yeah. So 13-2 was the sequel to 13, and I loved the hell out of 13. It was a really good game. A lot of people complained because it was way too linear, which they are right. It was a very linear game, but the way the story was set up, it had to be linear. So, so when they announced 13-2, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, they're going to fix a lot of the stuff that was wrong with 13, which they did, but the story didn't make any fucking sense. It was a time traveling story, and
those are never good.
And everything you loved about
bullshit.
And everything you loved about the characters from the first game, they put them in this second game, and it made no fucking sense. There was like no continuity, and of course with it being Japanese, it was very Japanese of it and very anime like, and it was just they pretty much took everything you loved about 13 and just said fuck you, we're just going to shit on your brain and your heart. And
so you know how long it takes them, especially Square, to make a game?
Yeah, I mean, just look at 15. That's a good
Yeah,
example.
15 took how many years? Anyways, but do you think that is more like a money grab for them? Like they were hot, they were popular.
Oh, yeah.
And the fastest way for them to get something out was to turn out some bullshit like that.
Oh yeah.
All the developers are guilty of that, man.
Yeah, they are. And
Dude.
I bet you it wasn't even necessarily their choice. I bet you there was pressure for that.
Yeah. And it's like, I fucking hate how Square does this now, where they release a Final Fantasy game and they just drain it dry. I mean, Final Fantasy X is a good example. Final Fantasy VII is a really good example of that. 13, now 15 is their latest, where they're releasing it everywhere and just not letting it die so they can focus on 16.
They probably haven't even started. You know, most developers, you know, like they're probably working on Grand Theft Auto 6 right now, truthfully. Because Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah, they're beating it to death, but it's on coast mode. Like, they don't really have to do too much with it anymore.
They put in a new car or something.
They're working on the next thing. You know they are. I bet you Square is not working on the next Final Fantasy yet.
No, they're working on 15 still.
Yeah, they're still doing 15, and they were doing the recreation of 7, but that's on, like, infinite hold now.
It's not on infinite hold. It's just on, we're going to release it whenever they fucking feel like it.
Never.
Yeah. And I have a feeling like that's going to be shit. Like, that whole remake is not going to be very good. It's just going to be, they're going to take everything that we loved about 7, and they're going to be like, hey, we're not going to have any of this in the new remake. We're just going to make you hate your life.
So 13-2, complete fucking just cluster money grab.
The gameplay is not bad in terms of Final Fantasy. It's just the story makes no sense. It, like, everything that you learned about the characters in the world in the first game, fuck all that. We're just gonna do something else now. That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, and it kind of defeats when you have 13 of them in a row like that. Is it the same characters in all three?
No.
All of them supposed to be different. So 13-2 would be the same characters as 13. But if it's a whole new number, it's a whole new thing.
So, and how many hours does it take you to get good at one of them?
I mean,
get good. I mean, you can pick it up pretty quickly, but 80 hours probably on the low side. Final Fantasy.
Most of the Final Fantasies, if you're not focusing on side quests and all that stuff, can take anywhere from about 30 to 50 hours to beat.
30 to 50, and then you figure in an average player is going to do some side missions and everything.
Yeah, so like I said, about 80, not trying to go all out or whatever, but 80 is a good roundabout number. Yeah, that's a lot of time.
Right, that's a lot of time. Yeah. And then take all those characters you do it completely change everything around with it. I don't see where that would be a good idea.
Money grab, for sure.
Well, yeah, because they don't have to change the characters. They don't have to change, like, the way they look. They don't have to redesign them. They don't have to redesign this. The voice acting's the same.
They didn't do shit, basically. Yeah. They were like, let's rearrange it and call it another game.
Pretty much.
That's just bullshit to me. Yeah. But let's see. So the next one I want to talk about is an NES game called 720. It's a skateboarding game. Y'all ever play that?
I got to look it up because I cannot remember it right now.
So it's an isometric skateboarding game on the NES. It was... I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how popular it truly was back in the day because I was pretty young when I had this game. But I know that it's kind of regarded as an okay game on the NES now, to which I say, wrong, sir.
No, Skate or Die.
Well, Skate or Die was really popular. I asked for Skate or Die and got 720 somehow because parents. Yeah.
Christmas is ruined.
Yeah, for real.
This looks like a terrible game.
It's okay, so it's not the worst controlling for an isometric, and graphically, it's not terrible for the NES, okay, for what they tried to do. But I will tell you that they have fucked up some of the key elements to that game that, to this day, I tried to play this today before the show to kind of refresh my memory on it, and one thing that's fucked up is you have like a hub world, right? Like, so you have like you have all these different competitions you got to go to. You got to go to like a downhill event. You got to go to a slalom event. You got to go to like a big ramp best trick event. Like, you got these 4 different events to each hub world, And the idea is you have to medal in those to move on. And you get all 4 and then you move on.
Right.
So on this one, they have like these hub worlds, and they're pretty cool. They got jumps and like little like fountains and lakes and shit you can jump over or whatever. But you have a timer, and when time runs out, are you spending too much time in the hub world? Fucking bees come after you.
What?
Kill the bees. Kill the
Literally,
bees.
fucking swarm of bees come.
And this is 720.
720.
Okay.
And you can only avoid them for so long. It's actually kind of clever. They turn themselves into like a syringe and come and stab you and shit, like the swarm of bees. But anyways, so like it's like I'm in the whole world. Why are you rushing me, bro?
Yeah.
Like, and you have to buy shit. You have to buy upgrades. Like you have to buy helmet upgrade, board upgrade, and those are all different shops spread out over this pretty decent size like hub world. And it's like, why are you rushing me and then not competition where I can't? You know what I mean?
Right,
like it has nothing to do with the game
Change
progression.
The pace of it.
Yeah. Like why are you rushing me when I'm just trying to fucking get a helmet, bro? Damn. You know. So, like, I've never understood that. Even as a kid, that always pissed me off because it's kind of cool. There's, like, shit to explore and find in there. There's jumps and everything, but it takes your lives away. And it's like, who the fuck designed this? Like, what were they thinking? Like, why are you rushing me in here? So, and then, like, there's a vert ramp section where you gotta do. Even today, I tried. I even looked it up, like, telling you what to do in it. I can't figure out how to not fucking crash in that.
Mm.
It's like, you know, how do you expect kids or anybody, fucking adults even back then, to figure that shit out?
Yeah.
Like,
my god.
The game to get on NES if you want a skate game is fucking Skate or Die.
Yeah, I'm watching video of it right now, and you're right. Because I haven't played either of these, and just I'd rather have Skate or Die than...
Look at Skate or Die compared to 720, yeah.
It looks kind of similar to the Skate or Die. I wonder which one came out first.
Look at the face on the guy from 720, your character from 720. He's got like the original Lego Man face. A dot, 2 dots for eyes, and a smiley. Like, it's like, come on, man. That's your sprite. Like, anyways, that game, I really gave it my best go when I was a kid because, you know, you got one game every now and again, and that was your game. And I've just never been able to get very far in the game when I played it now, and it sucks.
I understand a lot. I understand you a lot more, Butler, about your personality after seeing 720.
I had to live with that.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that was my next game. Vic, you got any more things that you fucking hate?
I got one, and I got it. It's a NES game, and I want you to try it. I didn't bring it with me. I should have. American Gladiators for the NES.
Oh, I played the shit out as a kid. I know exactly. I used to rent that all the time.
Did you know how to play it? Because I never couldn't get past the first anything.
So I don't like remember it like super well right now, like because it's been so many years.
Right.
But I remember my buddy Chris because we watched American Gladiators. Matt,
Right.
Oh hell yeah, man! Every
Nitro
weekend.
Nitro, Blazer, and Laser.
Blazer.
That and WCW on the weekends too, as well.
Yep. So we rented that shit, and I don't remember it off the top of my head like crazy well, but I do remember being it really weird, really difficult, and I do remember getting, I wouldn't call far in it, but a couple of ways through.
I never. Apparently, you're gifted. You're a savant at American Gladiators. I could never do any fucking thing on that thing ever.
I am having memories of it being a letdown. Maybe we didn't rent it as many times as I thought, but I am having some memories of it being a bit of a letdown now that you mention it.
I mean, I fired it up the other day. I remember being a kid and not being able to think, here I am, a grown ass man. Now, you know, there's
tons of gaming fucking experience.
Right. Now, it's completely different, though, because I've gone back and replayed games, you know, that I used to be good at, and I suck.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, 1942 and all that. I used to crank ass at that. That I still can't. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? The jousting, and then... Oof.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the jousting. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Matt, did you ever play that one?
What, jousting?
No.
Or American Gladiators?
American Gladiators.
No, I'm watching a video of it right now, and I've never played this before.
How do you think that it looks, Matt, like, as far as NES games go, like, graphically, like...
I mean, it's on par with early level, or early Nintendo games, you know, that came out.
Terrible. Tell me LJN made that.
Did they?
I don't know. Who's the publisher? You're able to Google much easier than I am. I'm having to use my phone with the setup for today.
Program designed by Incredible Technologies.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You know when they name themselves something like that. Like,
Yeah. No idea who they are. They're obviously incredibly out of business.
yeah, right? Oh, shit. So, all right, Matt, what do you got?
Next one. This one won't take me long. I know, Butler, you're a Harvest Moon fan, and I don't know if you like Harvest Moon, Vic, or not. What?
Nope.
You said no.
Oh, okay. So it's a farming game. I loved, the Super Nintendo version of Harvest Moon and the PlayStation 1 of Back to Nature. So when I saw that Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life for PS2 came out, I'm like, oh, awesome, great, a new Harvest Moon game. And it turned out to be not so great. And the reason why is because it is probably one of the worst ported games ever. It's all right. So
Wait, ported? What do they port it from?
I think it was originally on GameCube, and they ported it over to PS2.
Okay.
And I think on GameCube it actually plays a lot better. So one of the things that's wrong with this game is everything is so goddamn slow. It's not optimized at all. It's
not a very fast-paced game.
No.
So if you're slowing it down, it's like a farming sim type.
Is it the
game.
one you get to drive the tractors and shit?
No.
No.
So you know how farming in real life, takes a while to grow something.
Like a year?
Yeah.
That's
That's
a corn dog on a stick?
yeah. So that's what this game felt like. I felt like I could be a real farmer, go create my own farm and grow a bunch of crops by the time this thing loaded in between scenes.
Jesus Christ.
It was just, and it was, I can't believe I bought that at GameStop, brand new. And
there's a reason why I see this game for pretty cheap in the game stores, huh?
Yeah, because it's so bad. I mean, it would have been so much better because the game itself isn't bad. It's just this how everything's so goddamn slow. Even him planting crops is so goddamn slow.
You got literally the act of waiting for him to actually do it. You mean?
Yeah, that's just a bad port, man. They did that wrong.
Yeah,
I don't even understand why. It's a slow game.
Yeah,
why make it slower?
Why? Yeah, why?
Because money. They didn't care about optimizing it. They just wanted money.
Like, this works, right? Yeah, kind of. I still got to optimize it. No, we're good.
Taking advantage of their fans, man,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that goes to your point, too, Vic, that all the developers are guilty of doing that shit. Because, that's a pretty solid series overall. Would you agree, Matt?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's now I wouldn't even recommend anybody playing new Harvest Moon games because Stardew Valley just wrecks them completely now.
For sure.
And you still need to get that on the Switch, but I know you still love your wife and kids, so I don't recommend doing it.
He's got a long beard, fingernails that long, shit.
Yeah.
Like, my cord's ready to harvest, honey.
Dude, Vic, it sounds like a dumb game, the Stardew Valley. It's
cool.
so addicting though, because it's like my kids are obsessed with it.
Stardew Valley is one of those games that you hear literally everybody talk about. It's
I've literally never heard of it before.
Have you never? Dude, it's massively popular. It's crazy. Yeah, it got ported to the consoles and shit. And it's check it out. It's cool if you want to. It's
Is it PS Store? You can get it on PS Store.
Can you, Matt? I'm pretty sure you
on
can.
what?
I mean, it's on Switch.
Yeah, it's on PS4. It's on Xbox One, the Switch, PC.
What the hell is it called?
Stardew Valley. It's a farming. It's a SimCity farming type game.
Oh, I like SimCity. Oh yeah.
Okay,
is it like the old school SimCity for 2000?
No. I wouldn't even call it a SimCity game. It's a farming simulator.
Right. So, but you plan where your crops are gonna go out. You grow them. You got to make so many to make money and shit like that. You've got to Matt. You're better to explain it than I am.
So basically, you really decide on what you want to do. Do you want to grow crops? Do you want to be like a rancher where you do nothing but animals, or do you want to be both? Do you want to do none of that and just cut down trees and deforestation the entire area instead?
You grow weed?
No.
Can you do moonshine?
There's probably a mod on the PC for
I
it.
guarantee it. There's a mod for that.
Moonshine. I'm trying to think. There might be similar stuff you can do with that. I haven't unlocked the entire thing yet. I'm still only on year 2, and so the whole point of the main mission of the game is get to the end of year 3 and see if your farm is a success or not. and then if it's not a success, you can keep playing anyway. So
I might have to get into
it really does sound stupid, but like there's a podcast I listen to where like this one guy, he's a pretty hardcore gamer. Like he doesn't play like Nintendo type shit because he thinks it's too kiddie and stupid.
Right,
yeah.
And he like came on and talked about how he lost his entire weekend because him and his girl sat not talking to each other playing Stardew Valley. Like each one of them.
I have over 30 hours in that game, and one of the coolest things that I love is there's this mine in town, and it sort of becomes an RPG at that aspect, and the further you go down in the mine, the harder bad guys you fight.
Oh yeah, that's another aspect of it. You can actually fight things. Like you have to like go down and like fight like battle shit in like these mines. Like it's just like another aspect of it. You said you don't have to do it though, right?
No, you don't have to. But the good thing with doing it is
fucking Sasquatch is hanging out down there.
I mean, there's wizards and shit down there that you got to fight. No, but you go down there to mine, better materials and ores and minerals so you can create better items and stuff.
Like, what do you get to like fight do you get a shotgun to fight the wizards?
No, you get swords and axes and stuff.
Well, you're a farmer. I mean, that makes sense. You get a farmer's got shotguns. That's a good point. They do.
No, there's no guns though.
It's not supposed to be it's not supposed to be like a real violent type game.
Okay.
You're fighting fictional shit with hand.
I would beg to differ. Chopping somebody in little pieces with a battle axe is definitely.
It's probably way more brutal than shooting somebody.
Because in real life, it's not like a video game. They did pixelate. You go, why'd you hit me with an axe?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely way crazier. Oh shit, we got stuff going on.
Yeah, no, we got Hot Sauce from the Magic Podcast If Lands Could Kill.
Oh, hey, what up, Hot Sauce? Welcome back, man.
Yeah, he's saying that I'm way louder than the other two. I just turned up your guys' levels on the stream to see if that helps.
Thanks for letting us know, man. See, he's got our back. That's another podcast.
So, Hot Sauce, when are you guys doing another If Lands Could Kill? And don't give me the excuse that Knife City's been on a honeymoon,
Oh yeah, this guy needs to get his shit together and get another episode out.
Yeah, it's been like 5 months. Well, we just recorded. Good.
Oh shit! Look at that. Yeah. By the way, everybody listening, the Hot Sauce was talking about the stream volume that the podcast won't sound like that. We'll fuck it up royally. Don't worry. But it won't sound like that.
Yeah, we'll fuck it up for the audio when it's the audio only, but for the video, we got that down slightly.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Good times. So, all right. So, who's up? That was you, Matt. You just did Harvest Moon.
I think Vic is
I got one more I'll go with.
Oh, you are.
And then we can move on to news and outros if you want.
Yeah.
All right. So another one. I'm gonna do. I feel like there's not a lot to talk about. The game called Dudes with Attitude. You guys ever played that?
I've heard of it.
It's a 10-game game. It was a black cartridge game.
Okay.
And it's
Was it
garbage.
Was it one of those knockoffs of Double Dragon or whatever?
No. Oh God, you wish. You fucking wish.
What the fuck is this shit?
It's like a. Did you look it up, Matt?
I'm watching a gameplay of it right now. What the hell is this?
Dude, yeah, Vic, look it up.
Dudes with Attitude.
Dudes with Attitude.
Dude, I'm watching. I don't. How is this Dudes with Attitudes?
Yeah, you don't know you're watching, do you?
No.
So everybody that can't see or isn't Googling right now, I'll break it down for you. It's if you took Pac-Man and Brick Break, or Breakout, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, all those clones, yeah.
And put it together, but in like an Atari 2600 graphics, and then put it on the NES.
This was a NES game?
Yeah. And
dude,
that's what you would get. And you can't figure it out.
This looks like a Magnavox Odyssey game.
Yeah.
You guys know, it's real bad. It's like Intellivision type graphics. So it's like, you guys know that episode of South Park? I think it was the Pokemon episode, the Chin Pokemon episode, where they have the commercial.
Boom, boom, boom.
The wacky action bike, and it's like, you can't ride it. Like, that's how the commercial, yeah. Like, that's that game. You can't play it.
Yeah.
You can't play it? You can't. What the fuck is this shit?
Dude, it does it hurt your brain looking at it? Are you watching the video?
Okay, this game is so misnamed. There's no attitude about it.
There's not. Yeah, no, there's not.
There's not even any dudes in it.
The dude is
the smiley face.
It's a smiley face.
So he doesn't have any attitude.
Literally.
Maybe it's like the Big Lebowski kind of dude.
Wow. It's just the dude. Oh, the dude.
He's missing his carpet or some shit.
Dude, it's so bad, bro. So I played it today, getting ready for the show, because I saw it in the emulator list. I was like, oh my god, I had this piece of shit. So
I'm so sorry you had this thing, man. Oh my god.
And that was probably like I asked for like Breakout.
Right.
And I got Dudes with Attitudes because I never get exactly what I wanted.
It's like you ask for Super Mario, you ask for Super Mario 3 and get Dudes with Attitude. It's just the same thing.
Oh my god, you would end yourself. Like that would be like that would be the end of it. Like you would never, you'd walk off into the woods and never come back. Like,
dude, I thought renting Bubsy for a weekend was bad. This looks even worse.
Oh my god, help anybody that rents that game.
No, and you had this game, like you owned it?
Oh yeah, it was.
Dude.
Oh man, imagine opening that up on Christmas, Matt. That gem.
Dude, like I said, I'm understanding your personality more and more.
You understand my torment?
Yeah.
Dude, it was like, so yeah, the best way I can describe it is you're this head, you're this smiley face, and you've got you've got this weird layout of a level that you have to kind of get around, and he bounces from side to side. You can't stop him. He's gonna bounce from side to side, but you can move him up and down. So if there's obstacles, he'll bounce off of those obstacles, right? So you kind of have to and it's kind of fun in that aspect to try to get him to go where he needs to go.
Right.
For like 3 minutes. It's fun, like doing that. But then he'll change his color by what he touches, and then he can only break or touch those things. And it's like a fucked up acid trip. Like that you really can't fully ever wrap your brain around or complete anything in. And supposedly you're supposed to collect gems. Dude, I don't know, but literally, it looks like you could stick that into an Atari 2600 and it would actually play it, and it would be just as bad. The sound is fucking terrible. It's like Atari, like Nintendo didn't have anything to worry about when they made these black cart games because they weren't good.
They weren't good.
They had nothing to worry about. Like they don't want their name Nintendo on that shit. But
so Hot Sauce in the chat is asking us. He did say the game looks terrible, and yes, I agree. And I am so sorry, Butler, you had to deal with that growing up. But he's asking about Snake Rattle and Roll.
I don't know what that is.
I'm looking it up. I mean, already it looks way better than Dudes with Attitude, at least.
So, did he meant Snake, not Shake or anything? Snake Rattle.
Snake Rattle and Roll. It's a Nintendo game.
Okay. The guy looks really friendly on the cover.
Like a Cuban kind of knockoff.
Oh shit! That's kind of what it looks like.
It doesn't. I mean, this wouldn't have been a bad rental for the weekend, but
it is. Look at that. It's like a.
They made a Mega Drive.
It's
on
like
Sega.
Look at this giant 3D fucking layout of all the shit you go through. I guess somebody made a 3D model of what you go through. I'm gonna throw that up to the stream and
shit.
Hold it to the camera.
That's high tech right there.
I don't know, Hot Sauce. What can you tell us about it, man?
That was Reich's favorite NES game. Reich is another cast member of the show who's not on the show anymore.
So it was his favorite. Well, I mean, I gotta say, first off, he's getting points deducted because it's fucking isometric 3D.
Oh shit!
That's always not fun. Yeah, I don't know what can you tell us about it? Just more obscure games. Oh, okay, yeah, it's obscure for sure. I've never heard of this, Vic. Have you heard of it?
Never. I did see some Russian guy made a Minecraft version of that, though.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. So the same thing I held up to the screen a minute ago, like the recreated model of the world there of Snake Rattle Roll. Some Russian dude made it in Minecraft.
Of course, someone in Russia did, because it's Russia.
All right.
Because
they rigged our elections, if you believe the news.
So it says, watch out for nibbly pibblies, flying carpets, and Bigfoot.
What?
Wow, that's fucking batshit crazy right there. Like,
it was the 90s.
I guess, dude. I don't.
I always like where it's like the drawn ones too, like the box art, the beginning of it, but it's not drawn like well.
Or, and I love when the box art has nothing to do with the game. That's
that shit to get you to fucking get your mom to buy that shit for you, and then your fucking life is ruined.
Oh, what game was that?
A lot of them.
Majority of our childhood.
Wayne's World for NES.
I don't know. God. They made a Wayne's World for NES?
Yes.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, it was a kind of platformer that you shot in musical notes and.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
it was bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, it looks fucking terrible, dude. Look at this garbage.
I know I rented this one time, and same with Home Alone for Nintendo. That's terrible.
So not only was it on NES, and it's really bad.
It was on Super Nintendo also.
Super Nintendo? No.
Yeah.
And they like got like the rare pre-rendered like faces of Wayne and Garth, which isn't terrible. Oh, it was on Genesis too. It looks like the nerd talked about it. Damn, man, Wayne's World. I didn't know about that. You owned this game?
I think I still own it.
Oh shit,
God.
dude, you gotta bring that over.
I think I still own that. I gotta check the.
You know, just because something's popular doesn't mean it's to be made into a game. Like, am I the only
That's
one
true.
that thinks
Oh,
that?
Yeah.
it is if you want to make money, because apparently my family decided to buy that thing.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess it's Vic's turn. What's your next hated game?
I'm gonna hated it, and now recent patches is actually playable again. Friday the 13th, the game.
Oh,
So-
the new one.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, because you told me when you got it, like we were pretty hyped about it.
Yeah, big time hyped about it.
Okay.
Third party developer, I like that.
And it did look like a good game too.
Oh, so fucking glitchy.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So bad. And then they got the glitches worked a little bit. But it's still like the online. The reason how they fixed it is they made a single player.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you got a single player where you're just Jason and you kill counselors. That is awesome.
that actually sounds fun.
Yeah, no, that is.
Is it actually challenging too?
You can change the bots, and they're always working on the bots. Like the other day, I had one go into the water, or the other day, like a couple weeks ago, and just ran in circles. Swam in circles. You're like, oh, you're fucking. You know, but they're working on that. But was absolutely the online. Did you ever play it online?
I've never played it.
Yeah,
I was
I've
gonna
never
get
played it either.
And then you talked me out of it, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's worth getting for like $30 now again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
if it's still like $30, I wouldn't pay 60 by no means.
I was legit gonna get it, and I would have gotten it too if I wasn't so broke.
Was
right
it
when
for those
came out.
measly kids?
What's that?
What if it wasn't for those measly kids?
So it was kids.
Meddling kids.
Okay.
Measly, meddling, whatever. Measles, chickenpox, smallpox.
Hot Sauce says the new one looks good for about an hour or so. I mean, if it drops in price, is it $30 still?
I think I paid like $30 when it first came out.
Let me look it up.
Into it. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, don't. I mean, do the online just to experience the rage,
Yeah.
because it's a long game. It is.
Okay.
You know, but what happens is and humans ruin this game. It wasn't the game that ruined the game. It was humans that made it a game.
Usually is.
Yeah,
Right.
it's $30 on PS4 right now.
Okay.
Like somebody's the host. You don't know who the host is.
Okay.
Right? It's not Jason. It's usually one of the counselors because there's more of them.
Okay.
Statistically, if that son of a bitch dies, right? If you die in the game, you gotta watch everybody else. What everybody else does.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, if you die and then you split and you're the host,
Game's over.
Game's over for everybody.
So why would they do peer-to-peer on that shit and not have dedicated servers?
Well,
Jesus.
Exactly why? Because they probably don't have the money.
Cheap,
'cause
yeah,
indie
it's cheaper.
developer-
right.
Yeah.
So
Oh god, that's terrible.
But hold on, I've played peer-to-peer games where it'll have two hosts, one mirrors the other, and that way if one drops, it
Like
migrates.
Call of Duty.
Like Call of Duty.
Call of
There
Duty.
you go. Yeah. So, like, why didn't they do that? I mean, that's not something that's necessarily inherently expensive.
That would require programming.
yeah. I don't know why they did it. And you know, nothing's worse than talking about raging. If you're Jason and you grab a hold of the guy and all of a sudden you glitch out because that just happened to be the host,
And he got pissed that he got caught, so he booted.
They booted.
Oh,
and
fuck
booted
that
everybody
shit.
out of
Fuck
it.
that, dude.
Yeah, no beyond rage, but they got single player now, and it's good.
Can
It's
you
good.
do like local multiplayer like that? Like, I mean, not local, but like, say if all three of us played and we didn't have to play with.
I haven't tried because I swore everybody else off of it, and now I'm trying to get other people to play it.
Because I mean, if that was the case where it could be like all three of us playing or something, and we didn't have to have other people, I'd be down for that.
I'm pretty sure there's a private match.
See that?
Yeah.
That'd be okay.
As long as you could add computers and all that shit.
Yeah.
I could probably talk EJ into doing it, so that'd be 4 of us right there. Might be worth it.
Yeah, true. So I guess I want to talk about my last game of the night, and it's going to be a little bit surprising after the praise. I mean, not really the praise, but just when Vic talked about it earlier, and that's Uncharted 3.
Yeah, you hate that shit.
Fucking hate this game. So the story's really good. The gameplay, not so fucking much. It was really, really, really terrible. So after... And, well, I should even go back. The story was pretty bad as well, too, because it's just a rehash of Uncharted 2, except you're in a desert instead of the snowy mountains, pretty much. And the only reason I kept playing through this game was because I wanted to get to Uncharted 4 so bad. So what made Uncharted 3 so fucking goddamn terrible was they artificially made the difficulty way harder than they should have, even on the easiest setting.
I agree.
Because I played Uncharted 1 and 2 on the normal just the normal setting because I just wanted to play through the story. And then when I tried doing it on 3, for some reason, it was just, why am I fucking dying all the goddamn time? And I'd even try to play tactical, and they purposely made all the enemies bullet sponges where you'd shoot someone in the head and they're just like, oh, cool, no problem.
It did not feel like the predecessor. It did not feel like 2. 2 is one of the greatest Uncharted's, and it did not have... It felt like they made 2 worse, I guess, is what I would say. I mean, obviously different story, but that's kind of what it seemed like to me. Matt, did 3 make you almost not want to play 4? Like, did you start doubting 4?
Yeah, I really almost started doubting 4 because I just...
Sad.
And I will say probably my favorite part of 3 was when you're in the desert and you're on the horse and like chasing after the caravan or whatever, like with all the other trucks and all that. That was fun. But if that was the only fun part for me out of 10 hours of gameplay, God, it was such a... I had to push through that game. I had to put it on the easiest setting, and even then, there were parts where it was really fucking hard on the easiest setting.
So again, back to you being the, as good as you are at games, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could have done just fine playing it in normal and all that, but at that point, I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I just want to play through it because I want to get to 4 so bad. And
thank God you didn't quit because of 3.
Oh, dude, I came really fucking close, and if I ever go back and play the Uncharted games, I'm never touching 3 again. That game can just
skip it now. That's
kiss my ass.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some important story points in the game that are mentioned in 3. So, I mean, Vic, if you ever go back and play them, I would probably just watch like the story parts of 3 rather than play it.
Yeah, just like jump on YouTube where somebody does the story shit. Yeah,
get that shit done.
I would completely agree with that. I would almost say you could even play 1 and 2 and say fuck 3.
But if you care about the story, I just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, one thing to take away that what the developers called Naughty Dog. Did you play Last of Us? It's a zombie game.
No,
so Naughty Dog, they're a third party, but they develop strictly for PlayStation, and they do a really fucking good job on every game, and like they have like their actual acting is like the best out of all the games.
Right.
Like their motion cap is like revolutionary, and so it's kind of sad to see a game that came out of them that's shitty, but they make the story matter, I guess is what I'm getting at. Like normally you could kind of take or leave a video game story,
right?
But Naughty Dog really does have a way of kind of getting you involved in the characters and stuff. Like it feels like an actual good production, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But
yeah, very true.
But all right, so that is it for the games that we fucking hate. We don't really have too much else for you guys, but I do want to bring at least one thing up, Matt.
Okay.
So we spoke 2 episodes ago about Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell,
who's that again?
So we don't like Billy Mitchell on this podcast. Billy Mitchell, and we called this last year. So have you heard about this? The Twin Galaxies drama, like the Donkey Kong scores being thrown out because the dude cheated. Have you ever seen King of Kong?
Yes.
Did I tell you about that?
Yes.
Okay. So Billy Mitchell is that real tool guy that's like real fucking full of himself, has the fucking hair and shit.
He was the one on Pixel, the little...
They do, which is the best fucking thing they could have ever done.
That was exactly the best part of that movie, was that guy.
So he's parodying Billy Mitchell, exactly. So anyway, this whole thing happened where I guess Twin Galaxies changed their policies on how you can challenge scores and stuff, and they're actually going to start like really looking at stuff. They're like the scorekeepers of all these old arcade games. And on the forums and stuff, people started, deciding to do that. And one of the games was Atari Dragster. And we spoke about this at length, so I'm not going to go into it. But they pretty much proved this guy is a fake. And that it was kind of like a club of like friends. Like originally, the Twin Galaxies, they all kind of like had each other's backs. You know what I mean? They're all kind of bullshitting and covering each other. And everybody kind of always suspected this, but they'd always kind of like weasel out. Mm-hmm. Well, now they're starting to get called out. So like this dude was not only stripped from his dragster title from Twin Galaxies, and Twin Galaxies banned him from being able to, it's under new ownership, ban him from being able to come back, but they also took his Guinness World Record.
Oh shit!
So it's legit if somebody like gets that done. Well, Billy Mitchell, who was like supposedly like originally the original king of King Kong and all that, and he's got like the perfect.
Yeah, there he is.
I figured I'd put him up.
Oh, that's funny as shit. So he's he's one of the guys that held like the first record for King Kong and held it for like a long ass time, and Donkey Kong. And, he had like the perfect game in Pac-Man and all that shit, which that actually is legit. The Pac-Man thing they can't take away from him because he did that in front of people, but he never would like hardly play in front of people. And he would always like phone his stuff in. Like he would send videotapes of hours of him playing the game, which they accept if they have if they have seeing you play it the whole time uncut. And a shot of the machine you playing on a real machine. Right? And they'll accept that. They'll watch the whole video to make sure. Dude, Matt is killing it right now on the live stream, you guys. But so what happened is that his last record, which he's been beaten already, like I think it was like 2010 or something was the last time he set the actual record. It's been beaten legitimately. Like a guy streams on Twitch, he just beat it like a couple months ago and reset the record. Oh, shit. Like so it was streamed on Twitch. Like there's no lying. Like you did it in real time.
You can't cut it.
No, everybody in the world could see it. So Billy Mitchell's record got brought in because somebody reviewed the footage that's available for his last record.
Split.
No, they figured out that he played on MAME. MAME is the emulator for arcade. The problem with that, there's two problems. One is that it could play at a different speed, possibly.
Yeah.
Which could shave a half hour.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And the other thing is it shows how it loads the screens. They know that how arcade boards load the screen is half at a time, one half and then the other. Mm-hmm. How MAME does it is it chunk loads, or it'll throw it all up at once. So they slowed the footage down. And they showed how the screens were loading, and they basically proved Billy Mitchell's tape that he submitted was done on MAME. The problem with MAME is, and why it's not accepted, is because you could pause and get a sandwich or go to bed, come back and resume. So MAME is not allowed because of that, because you're not setting the actual record. You got to play on real hardware. Now, Billy Mitchell has he spoke about it, and that's where we're at now. So everybody's up to speed. So Billy Mitchell went on a show and talked about it. Well, kind of talked about it. He kind of didn't want to. He wanted to avoid it. Right. But his thing is that, well, that's a shame that the original tapes at Twin Galaxy are missing. We should be focusing on finding those because that proves it. And that's all he'll say.
Right.
So he's come out, but basically he's still saying. No, I just happen
to have tapes from 1992 of me playing MAME.
And he's like, I don't own MAME. I don't have a MAME. I don't have any way to do that. I would only play on real hardware. It's supposed to be a direct feed from his cabinet that he recorded.
I don't know why you guys are such haters.
Yeah.
Billy.
Matt hates Billy. Don't believe it. So the thing is that I understand in the movie King of Kong, he was portrayed a certain way, probably a bit more than he actually was, right? He was made to look more of the villain than he was. I will admit that. But I will tell you for sure, after watching that movie, you knew he was an asshole. You knew he was a lying dick, and all those Twin Galaxy guys were looking out for each other too.
Wow.
And Zuby and I called this shit, and now it's all coming out. So it just makes my cold dead heart just feel that much better. And like I just want him to be officially stripped of everything and be forgotten about because he's a piece of shit. That's not Billy Mitchell.
No, we're going back to us.
Okay. All right. But anyway, so that's my rant. That was what I wanted to bring up in the news, was that Billy Mitchell actually talked about it, and all he's saying is that somebody at Twin Galaxies needs to find the tapes because they're there, and that proves it, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Not to mention the guy hasn't played and set a record in front of people since like the mid 2000s.
You're just a hater.
Yeah, I am.
Just
I am.
It's kind of sad.
A good time.
Wrong.
We
Wrong.
followed the whole Billy Mitchell thing on the show,
Yeah.
so I wanted just to make sure to let everybody know that he spoke up and he's fucking has no.
He's lying out his ass.
Yeah, he's lying out his ass.
Right,
So,
right.
but good. Matthew, you
Yeah.
have anything else for us today, sir, on this fine podcast?
Nope. That is it for me, man.
We hit all the topics.
Yeah,
I
we
believe.
did.
Nailed it. Fucking killed it. Vic, what you got, man?
Nothing much, man. Appreciate you guys bringing me on first
First guest.
special guest. You know,
Yeah, we're going to have to bring you on again.
Nobody can ever take that from you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nobody else can take that record. That's yours forever.
that's like a virgin.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, you popped our guest cherry.
There's going to be at least...
Took our show's virginity. Vic took our virginity.
Oh yeah, it was just
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
That's funny. Next time, maybe we need to try to do it everybody in the same room. See how that goes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
We should try that for sure.
Except
Yeah, well,
it should not be a Sunday night because Sundays suck.
So it looks like the way that I did it today works. So maybe we can do that. So I was able to do everything on one computer tonight, Matt. So that's hopefully we can make that happen.
True that.
True. So, all right. Well, if that is all, thank you everybody. A few people that dropped by in the live stream that communicated with us. Drake, Hot Sauce. Looks like we had a couple other viewers on there that just remained silent. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys don't know, we try to do this live every Sunday around 5 o'clock.
Yep.
We do post up. You can participate live. It's kind of fun. You can talk to us. You can look up things that we're talking about. You can watch Matt put boss-ass pictures of Billy Mitchell up in the stream. If not, if you listen to us like the majority of people do via the audio podcast, we will try to have that up as we've been pretty regular lately, Matt. We've been pretty regular.
We've been doing pretty good the past like 3-4 weeks or something.
Yeah, we're on a really long fucking roll right now. So, but this one should be up here soon. So, thank you everybody. Matt, where can they find you, sir?
They can find me on Twitter at Zubatron, Zubatron. I've also got a Magic the Gathering podcast that can be heard on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio at Magic with Zuby. And you can find that also on YouTube. Just search Magic with Zuby. And then, that's about it for me. What about you?
You can find me on Twitter. And Matt, you do have to correct it in there. It is at Killabees. It's K1LLABEEZZ.
Oh, K1. Okay.
Yes, it let me change it. So I went to an easier one. So at Killabees, replace the I with a 1, 2 E's, 2 Z's. You can find our show.
There you go. It's fixed.
You can find our show in a multitude of different places, and unfortunately, not one of them is the same because assholes buy up everything or use everything.
Yeah.
But you can find us on Twitter at VCR Gaming. Also, our Instagram is somehow also at VCR Gaming. You can get us on the web at www.vcrgamingpodcast.com. Gmail is vcrgamingpodcast@gmail.com and facebook.com/VCR Gaming. Did I miss any, Matt?
Probably.
Vic, you still on the stance that you fully shun social media as
100%.
Okay, so you can't find Vic. Fuck off. Maybe we'll bring him back. So you want more Vic, you don't get him. Unless you listen to our podcast. So we are the sole. Not only did you take our podcast virginity tonight,
It was a sword fight.
but right, yeah, it was a 3-way sword fight. But if you want more of him, you have to go through us. We are his pimps. So
I'm more of a dagger than a sword.
dagger. Oh shit. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. We do appreciate it, and stay tuned for the next episode. Have a good night.
All right, good night, guys.